Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon, and we are wonderfully greeted with the presence of
Patrick Seda
and Luke Young.
You know, I'm honored to be here.
I am too. It feels good.
I've always wanted to be on The Bastard Sermon.
I've always wanted to be a guest on another podcast.
Yeah, I always wanted to hear crack stories that, how Cody really wants to do crack secretly,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. Why does he want to do crack so bad?
I don't know why he talks about it so much. Like, he wants to,
If you guys didn't know, off mic, Cody talks to us often about how he's really been debating if he wants to smoke like an obscene amount of crack for his first time,
by himself.
Yeah, to know if he likes it enough to do it again or not. But
Yeah.
it's definitely worrisome.
Yeah, he's always talking about it and going off on crazy racist rants and
Yeah,
all
dude.
kinds of other
He's just, dude, like sometimes it takes me like at least 10 minutes to talk him down from like stop saying the N-word every 2 seconds, He just replaces like fuck with the N-word, it gets obscene.
I get really worried, especially when he gets like really, really, really angry drunk and he's trying to force his racist rants outside and I have to stop him. Like, stop it, man. Just stop. It's easy to calm down here.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a racist outside.
Hey, fuck Cody.
Fuck Cody, dude.
Fuck Cody. Fuck you, dude. I'm
Yeah.
so happy you got to edit this and hear us talk shit about you.
This is stupid.
I fucking hate your guts.
Yeah.
Dude, he was talking so much shit about me fucking up the audio levels on last episode.
Yeah.
So much shit. He was giving Patrick so much shit. Though I do sort of agree about the addresses on the reads. He's just been giving us so much fucking shit this past week.
Totally.
And now it's time for us to give him his shit while you can't do nothing about it. Listen here, bud. If anyone listened to the last week's episode, did you notice anything? There was no theme song. Did you notice that?
Did you know? Yeah, dude, that is a good
theme song.
point.
This dude edits nothing. It probably took him 30 minutes to figure out whatever wrong issue I did with last week's episode. And not just that, you motherfucker, you didn't even make a Photoshop, you son of a bitch.
Like, it's like he did it on purpose, like a sassy way to be passive aggressive. Like, I didn't like the sound difficulty for the one moment at the beginning, and I'm just gonna be, fuck the listeners. They don't get all the extra shit that we do.
He was like, I'm not putting in the intro, and I'm like, good lord. And he's like, yeah, sorry if I'm frustrated. Like, oh, your job's so hard.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I get yelled at when I don't run like 5 different social media accounts properly.
Well.
Or if I make a typo wrong in the description, like, fuck, god damn it.
But he doesn't want to do the intro or
or fucking do a Photoshop.
Yeah. By the way, this is his second week
Fucking
that he's
hate
missed. Second week in a row that he's missed the podcast.
God damn it, dude. Yeah. Second week.
Yeah. Well, he's sick this time. He had some going on last time.
Who knows if he's really sick this time? He said
he's
he was
probably
sick
lying.
last time, and he was just, it was allergies, and I got drunk last night.
Yeah, it's just a hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure it is.
Yeah, he wants to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, probably.
No,
he hates
doesn't.
every fucking
No, he
video
doesn't.
game. He hates everything good.
Dude, I absolutely hate everything about his and anyone else who agrees with his fucking opinion on Ghost of Tsushima. That is a quality game from start to finish, and if the side stuff is what ruins the entirety of a game for you, then you need to suck a cock and stop playing video games, because you're just gonna let literally any small thing ruin it for you.
Totally. Just don't share
And it's
your
not
love,
even
your
video
passions.
games. It's
Yeah.
just it's anything. It's literally anything.
If you share your passions with Cody, he's just gonna make you hate him.
He's like, yeah, I love it, but this sucks and that sucks. And
I saw when I was celebrating the gracious win this weekend. We don't have to get into it, but I was celebrating. I had a couple buddies over for a fire, and one of them is Max Muller, and he came over and he's like, can you tell Cody to fucking pronounce my name right?
Thank you.
And I thought he was laughing, but I was like, I know, right? But then I think on it, it's kind of funny. But he said anytime he introduces people to the podcast, he's like, just a warning. If you feel like one of the hosts, Cody, you'll want to punch him in the face. Everyone feels that way. And
Yep.
I just thought that was funny. That's stupid.
Dude, I love that he'll like Like I'm sure it happened on the episode we had Max on, where he does it every episode because he does the intro. He'll ask, "All right, so what's your name and how do I say it?"
Yeah.
And like Max was probably like Max Mollerin, and then he was like, "Okay," and then he put record, and he was like, "Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. This is Cody Hucker," and then we go and he's like. And joining with us this week is Max Molleran and
Mole Man.
Mole Man.
Or one time I remember, and I'll never forget this ever, when we had Kuzi on, who was awesome, but then we had...
and he disrespected the fuck out of him.
What, did he do that for Kuzi, or he did it for someone else? We had another guy on the show, and he kept calling him Kuzi the whole time.
Oh, yeah. He was nice to Kuzi. He was a dick to Gigi the Giant.
Yeah, and he kept calling him Kuzi the whole episode, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? So we had to make Gigi fucking slap the shit out of his ass.
It was absolutely appropriate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you were to walk up to any other, like, mainstream big-time rapper, and, like, if you were to walk up to A$AP Rocky and call him, like, fucking...
Hey, Kuzi!
Hey, B.O.B.! You know what I mean? He'd probably smack the shit out of you. Like,
God,
him and the rest
B.O.B.
of A$AP would smack the dog shit out of you.
God, B.O.B., he's something else, isn't he?
He was one of the people who transformed into a flat earther.
Yeah, he's a flat earther.
And then crashed his career straight into the ground.
It's just like there's so many artists out there that will go out of their way, and then they'll have to just post their political or their crazy conspiracies on the band page or something or whatever. Like Trapped, for example. Like, dude, no one liked you in the first place, but no one ever wants to hear this shit. And there's another band called Dorothy, which Rachel got me into. They're kind of like a Western metal kind of female-led band, and she's posting all kinds of crazy fucking conspiracies on the internet, and you're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Jesus
like, no one needs to know
Christ.
this. Like, you're seriously dwindling your demographic right now.
Yeah. One of
And
those
it's a
people
tough
that's
feeling.
like, fluoride is closing your pineal gland and you can't open your third eye.
Shit like, yeah, there's things like that. Or you just, why don't you wake up, sheeple? I hate
Yeah.
when people say that. When they're obviously like saying the
Dude,
dumbest
people
shit.
who call people sheeple are sheeple.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're like the dumbest, most gullible people out there.
That's a fact.
And it's just this weird ignorance that and arrogance when they say that shit. Oh, I hate it. It makes me cringe down to my core.
Yeah.
And not in like the good cringe, like the cringe videos we've watched on the show.
Like an intensity in your back. And like this feeling that goes up the back of your head into the top, and you're just like butthole tight, angry, like, oh.
Like the only time I ever felt like a cartoon was when, someone's really angry and like red steam comes out of their ears and nose.
Yeah.
And that's what I think with that kind of cringe.
Yeah.
Just anger. Lots of angry cringe. But anyways, Cody missed this week. We miss him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I
really
guess.
a racist. Maybe. Who knows?
He might be.
He might be.
We haven't really talked about Hispanics enough to really know that.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to find out next week.
Let's talk about Hispanics next week.
Yeah, just for Cody. See what he fucking thinks about that, I guess. But it's just gonna be me and Luke tonight. We're gonna get into some weird shit. We're gonna talk about some nerdy shit, most likely. One of the main things I wanted to talk about was Cyberpunk. What is your opinion on what the fuck is going on with Cyberpunk?
I'm worried. I'm super worried. And I feel like I have every right to be. And damn everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they keep pushing it back and they keep swearing it's over. Like there's a whole article based around this one tweet and subtweet between the PR team and this guy who's like asking them legit questions like, hey, is it really finally coming out this date? Because I'm going to schedule vacation off and I won't be able to take it back and shit like this.
So many people
And,
did that.
and they're like, yeah, absolutely. No more delays. It's fucking coming. And then they fucking delay it again. And you know what?
They're like, you might as well call off a whole week from that day.
Yeah, and anyone who's like, the moment CD Projekt Red lets me down, dude, they made Witcher 3. All right. What else did they make, though?
I can't really
What
think
else
of,
did they make?
Did they make Witcher 2?
Let's fucking go. I'm sure they did, but no one gives a fuck about Witcher 2 like they'd suck the cock of Witcher 3. You know what I mean? Like when someone's sucking Witcher 3's cock, they're not like, oh, but also Witcher 2 was great. You know, they never bring that up in a conversation.
No.
Because most people who are sucking Witcher 3's cock never played Witcher 2 in the first place.
That's a fact.
That is a fucking fact.
It's crazy that the game is so popular. It has the show. That's fucking wild. I mean, they're based off books. I know that. But, yeah, you're right. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know anybody. A single person that's played the second one. I don't even know what it's called. Silent Assassin or something stupid. Let's see. They made the Gwent Witcher card game. Good one.
They made Witcher 1, Witcher 2.
Hold on. They made Saints Row 2?
They made Saints Row 2.
That was a good game. I liked Saints Row 2.
They only made Saints Row 2. Okay, so they've only made The Witcher and Saints Row 2, and that's not enough for me to be like, they're the most incredible, undeniable game developer ever. Like, I'll never do that for them ever.
You're totally right on that.
For sure.
Like, they have the biggest hype train behind them.
Absolutely they
out of
do.
Anyone.
Absolutely they do. And they keep pushing this back, and that's 100% because like there's like some sort of war going on in like some sort of office at CD Projekt Red between the people who are giving them the money to make this game and paying to have Keanu Reeves in it, and the people who are actually making it, and there's people who are funding it are like, it needs to come the fuck out right now. And the people who are making are like, it's not ready. Like we still need to finish this, and this.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you when this game finally launches, sure, it'll be nice and polished, but there's gonna be bugs, there's gonna be day one issues, there's gonna be crashes. I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how many videos will pop up of the glitches.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with that. I mean, most games now, like I feel like they're on such a deadline that you're getting bugs no matter what.
Yeah, see, because the gaming industry has made this weird shift into like, we're gonna show you what could be videos for a game that we're not even gonna release until 4 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because not only does it create like an unstoppable hype train that you can't like satisfy when delivery time finally comes and they're like, this isn't what I've seen. You know, like there's just so many reasons why they shouldn't do that shit anymore, but they keep doing it. Bethesda was on the top of the game when it came to that. They're like, here's Skyrim, Oblivion, and it's coming out like in it next year. And then here's Skyrim, or I mean Elder Scrolls Oblivion, it's coming out next year. Here's Elder Scrolls Skyrim, it's coming out in a few months. Here's Fallout 3 and 4, it's coming out shortly. You know, like they announce it and it's coming out shortly. They don't do any prior stuff.
Totally.
But now they are. Like they did, I think that's what they did with Elder Scrolls 7 or whatever. They're like, it's in development, but it's not coming for like another 8 years. And it's like, then you should have shut your fucking mouth until 8 years from now. Shut your fucking mouth.
You shouldn't even announced it.
No, you shouldn't have said anything.
Left it as is.
Like all they did was make a status that was like, we're thinking about it. That's all they did.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's in the works.
Yeah. Which we all fucking knew was going to happen.
It's like Beyond Good and Evil 2. Remember that game?
Yeah. And where's that now?
No one fucking knows.
Where's that now? Right.
But I hate when they release these crazy cinematic trailers and you're just like, wow, this looks fucking great. Like, there's no gameplay or whatever, but like, this looks great.
Yeah.
This trailer looks so sweet. Looks like a whole world and all this. And like, no announcement date. It's like, then why did you spend the money to fucking advertise it?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
What? Like,
I don't get it.
You tell like, okay, so there's hardcore fans from this game came out like 15 years ago, the original one.
Yeah.
It looks like shit, by the way. I tried to play it recently because I was like, I wonder if that's any good. It's not. But they released that trailer and what? They just try to get the fanboys from 15 years ago like, hey, just so you know, don't try to die in the next 15 years because this may come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
And I saw on Cyberpunk all those people, at least in the subreddit, I like to follow it and see all the drama that's on there.
Yeah.
But all these people that just were shitting on their delay when they had all the flyers and shit out.
Yeah.
How they said, I called off work for this. I had a whole like weekend planned for this whole thing. Like I took off a week. I was going to be there early and all this other shit, blah, blah, blah. And then you see their stock market or their stock prices fall like 25% and all this other shit. And you're just like, damn. I went to GameStop recently because I'm like on a hunt to get the Xbox and the PS5. And you can't find them fucking anywhere right now. and I see that they still have. I went
Oh,
last
so
week.
they are released right now.
No. When I'm trying to pre-order. Is
Oh,
what I'm,
okay,
sorry, I
okay,
should have
okay.
specified. But I see the Cyberpunk signs are all still up with November 10th or whatever the date was.
Yeah,
And it's just like
it's stupid shit, man.
they wasted
They
so
look
much money,
silly.
man.
Of course they did.
They
Yeah.
wasted so much money on all that advertisement. It's crazy.
But Witcher 3 was so good. It's the best RPG. It's not even the best RPG.
No, I didn't finish it.
I didn't either because it's okay.
I love a bunch of I finished Days Gone and I thought that was just an okay game, but when I play The Witcher, you're just so like it's fun, like the world is fun, but it's just so deep. It's kind of like I can't really focus that much into it, and it's just gigantic. Like you think you're like 25 hours in. I know it's like a huge game, but then they take you to another place and it's like twice as big. I think it's called Skellige or whatever.
Yeah, it's
twice
way,
as
it's
big,
just
and you're
way
just like,
too big.
I don't have time to devote. I'm working 9 to 5s. I don't have time to fucking play this shit
Yes.
over and over and over again.
Yes.
It's gonna be like a month's progress kind of game thing.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what they're going for, but I just could not. After I saw that second island, I was like, I can't do this, man. I tried. I really got into it for a bit, but I just can't. I can't do it. It's too much.
Yeah,
It's too much. It's too much.
it's fucking ridiculous.
It really is. But I'm sure, I pre-ordered this game though.
What's Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
I didn't, but I know my Juggalo game share buddy will
So you get it for
if
free
he hasn't
that way.
already. He pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I didn't even pay for that one.
That's like you got to find a good. But if you don't know what this is, and you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, you need to find a good friend that buys games in that system too. And what you need to do is you need to make it your
Digitally,
home
they buy games digitally.
digitally for sure. You have to make an agreement with them because if you buy digitally, and I'll get to it, you're going to basically get it on both sides if someone buys it. You have to go and message someone and tell them like, "Hey, let's make each other's home Xboxes or PS5s or PS4s, whatever." And then you can get all the games that they buy digitally for free.
Yep.
And just come up with a deal like, "Hey, dude, I'll buy Assassin's Creed this time. You buy Call of Duty that time."
Yeah.
And then you fucking have so much more games.
Yeah, we have a really good amicable relationship when
Yeah.
it comes to this, Sometimes we don't even go like, I'll buy this game, you gotta buy the next one. It's just like we'll buy whatever we like this is what I'm buying, you're
Yeah.
gonna get that too. Like we're not worried about it,
Unfortunately, with me, I have it with my 17-year-old brother who doesn't buy any games for shit except for the new Call of Duty or some fucking football game that doesn't like.
Oh, he's a casual gamer.
Like I can't like say, hey, we're not gonna be game share buddies anymore because I want more games because he's my brother. What am I supposed to say?
You can easily do that.
I remember one time I was like, I wonder if he even like gives a shit about because he plays those games that he buys. He doesn't play really. I don't see him online playing the games that I buy usually.
Right, so you won't care.
So, well, one time I stopped that access and because I was like, you know what, I really want to share this with like one of my buddies or something that I hang out with all the time, and so I just took him off without telling him, and
And he was
like,
like, what the fuck?
within an hour, he texts me and he's like, dude, what happened to half our games? Like, because all the games would disappear in his game library, and I'm like, oh, I guess there was an accident, and I'm pulling my collar, So I gave it back, but so it won't work for me. It's family, unfortunately.
Gotta let him know, man.
I know,
Bro, if you're only playing COD and 2K, I got to go, bud.
I can't do it. I hate the sports games.
I got Max Moleman over here. He's got an art gallery full of video games.
He did. You know what? I actually let him borrow my Xbox One. One of my other. I have two of them.
I was here when you were
I
giving
gave
it
it
to
to-
pick him up.
Yeah.
For him to pick it up. Yeah.
He bought a controller for
Like
it and a
beginning
headset.
of Rona.
Yeah, exactly. It was right at the beginning of all this shit. But I let him borrow it, and I was really hoping to play some games because I'm looking for people to play games with all the time, always, dude.
Yeah.
So we got to hook that up too.
Dude, just join the Juggalo party, man. Anytime.
I should. I really should.
Anytime.
I would really
Clint's
like to.
there. It's a good time.
I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, man.
Um,
We'd love you.
That'd be good. Okay. We'll make it happen. But I was always looking for people to play with, so I was like, you know what, Max? Like, I trust you. You seem like a trustworthy guy. I've known you since high school. Why don't you just borrow one of my Xboxes? I don't use it, and we can play. You get Game Pass, and we'll do this. So we got the Game Pass. He got a controller. He got the headset. Didn't turn it on. He said like one time besides the update, and like I got it back like a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And I was a bummer. I was like, yeah, he would not be the one that would have a bunch of games, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blast.
Yeah, blast.
Blast.
Damn.
It's been my new catchphrase recently.
That's a new catchphrase.
Yeah, man. I'm adding
Blast.
it to the Rolodex of words,
You got a
the
couple?
vocabulary.
Well, what's another one?
I call people birds a lot.
Birds?
Yeah, that's one I use often.
It's like a UK term or whatever for
Really?
women. Yeah, I only know that because Rand Barnacle got me hooked on that one show, that reality show, and it's all those like British people, and they call, hey, but that's quite a fine bird over there.
You know, I fucking loved how funny Rand is. I have not seen him post his podcast Flaming Lips at all. Like, I know he's not doing stand-up because stand-up's down, but like you would think that's when he would be podcasting the most, especially since it was usually just one by himself. I know it changed at the end there where it was like him kind of doing free form at a club, but I mean, like, he should get back to
I thought
that.
he was doing like live podcasts at Go Bananas or some shit.
I have no
haven't.
idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I haven't seen him post it. I don't know. I'm barely when I'm on Facebook. It's like real quick, and I don't scroll.
Speaking of comedy clubs, you know who's doing stand up now?
Jimmy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I feel like I gotta go. I commented say on his Instagram post like, dude, I gotta try it, and he's like, fucking come on down to Max.
Yeah. If you don't know
Like,
who
he
we're
sent
talking
me the
about,
address. And I gotta if I could do it in front of like anyone comfortably, I think it would be Jimmy.
oh, totally. Jimmy would give you a straight up honest answer. And if you're not familiar with who we're talking about Jimmy Howe from the Pike Tattoo Company.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yeah, he does stand up now. He's got a YouTube page and all this stuff.
I've still been working out some bits.
I'd go.
I
would go.
I wrote one recently that I've been telling people about skipping.
Can
No, we're not doing it here.
you're not gonna give me anything?
No, dude. It's
Just give me. Hold on, it's just us.
Nah, it's not happening.
Cody's not here.
Oh, I understand that, but like you can't just like, oh, I'm working on a bit and this is how it's gonna go.
Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke,
Exactly,
Matt. Tell me a
right?
joke.
Fuck.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Maybe maybe off mic.
I think you should totally pursue that sometime.
I've been talking so much shit about doing it for like a year now.
Yeah, you had a chance at that one point, but
I did try to get a spot on I think Go Bananas website once.
Yeah.
And I never got an email back, but
are you scared? Be honest. Are you
for
kinda,
sure I'm scared.
Are you
Yeah,
scared?
but you know, I've been in front of crowds on a stage before and I just don't have that like gut fear.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know how or why, but I'm able to just like reach some sort of calm sea where
Yeah.
you feel that nervousness, the pounding in your chest from your heart and your stomach feels empty. Like I'll feel that at first, like because I know it's coming. Like you're about to go up in 4 minutes and you're about to be up on stage and you're about to tell. Like
Everyone's
that's when
gonna
it's
listen to
hitting,
you.
you know. But like the moment I walk up there, it'll be like okay, you know. I just gotta like in my head, like just repeat again and again and again exactly how I'm gonna open up. What like initially what words I'm going to use to go either into the bit or crowd work in that bit, you know.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I couldn't do it. I remember one time way back in the day when Mad Hatter was around, I played a show with Allies and our all like three of like the main instruments that we use just crashed on the middle of our set. And it is a packed house because I think Memphis Mayfire was playing or something right when they were in their prime.
Rest in peace to their career.
Yeah,
But
they're
keep going.
garbage now. They're so bad.
But
What a
keep
fall
going.
from grace that
Oh,
was.
no, it was brutal.
I have a
was
Memphis
a
Mayfire.
stumble.
I have a Memphis Mayfire on my jacket or patch on my jacket because they gave it to me, and now I feel like ashamed to wear it. I'm like, I
Tear
should
it
probably
off.
cut this off. I should cut it off. It's so bad. Oh my god. But we played a show there, and me and this guy James, when we were like, what the fuck do we do? Like, we gotta keep the show going. So we tried telling stupid jokes, and it was one of the cringiest moments of my life. I haven't thought about that in years, but it was just me telling like the dumbest dad jokes to like 300 people in complete silence, and then he'll say a joke, and it's just so dumb. We did it for like 10 minutes trying to get our fucking equipment back on.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel like that scared me from ever wanting to be back on stage.
Like realizing that you were actually doing it in front of a fuckload of people.
Yeah, and I mean, we weren't anything pretty to look at, so I'm sure it was just super cringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like doing stand up, that's really scary to me.
Well, I mean, maybe you know, when and if the quarantine ever lifts, or if we're ever locked down forever, or stores start to like lift and we start doing live shows again. We're obviously gonna do, like, the three of us are gonna have to do crowd work in the middle of it, and while we're doing the show, so that might like prep you if you ever have any interest to do it.
No, I love the live shows, actually.
Yeah.
I had no problem with, like, I'm talking about stand-up specifically. When it comes to, like, doing, like, what we were going to do at Bastard Fest and stuff, I had some concerns on it just because it's been so long since I've been up on stage and talking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've always had that fear. Anytime I went on stage, I would always feel like, man, I don't know if I want to do this, but and then you get up there and you just got to be confident. And as soon as you're confident, you convince yourself that of your confidence. Which usually happens.
Which is what I'm fucking great at.
You just kill it instantly, and you usually can convince yourself that you're doing a lot better, and then you'll be fine. But when it comes to Bastard Fest, I wasn't concerned about that. But let's say like it's just me and I'm telling jokes,
right.
And it's a comedy club, and comedy people are
like they're
super
not
judgery
there specifically for you. This time.
they're
like you just happen to be there and you're telling jokes.
Come on, like. We all know that comic lovers are super probably judgmental, on that shit. They're they're elitist almost on comedy. So I just feel like I wouldn't do too good. So.
Cody is an elitist on comedy.
Lots of people are elitist on comedy, dude. Lots of people.
Right.
Cody is just an elitist, period.
Dude, I think most of the people from like the round table of skanks are like pretty judgmental when it comes to comedians, because like when you listen to podcasts from comedians who are from the West Coast, they're always talking about like the camaraderie in the store and like guest spots on like each other's podcasts and whatnot. And then like when you listen to podcasts from the East Coast, the New Yorkers and whatnot, like they talk about the camaraderie in the cellar and shit like that, but they always reference that there's West Coast comedians and how the West Coast comedians operate and how they do this and that, whereas like you never hear the West Coast comedians talk about how the East Coast comedians operate in certain ways. It's very weird. It's very weird.
It's like and the way that I compare it to is like from music is like it's just kind of like this big alpha dog kind of thing. Like it's a big competition almost. Like, everybody supports each other, but everybody wants to be the best. You know what I mean? So I feel like with comedy, there's just so much competition as well, because it's just the same thing. Like, you sell so many tickets, you have to get this spot, or you're going to be on a big show with this person or whatever. It's just like who can get those spots and who can get that rapport. Yeah. So I feel like that kind of part would also be a little stressful on that end. So
I think a lot of it has to do with where society sort of is at the time. You know what I mean? Like they're very dark comedy, like very lowbrow. Like they'll put each other down and say like the worst things and stuff like that. Whereas the people who are in the spotlight right now, like Tom Segura is fucking huge. Bert Kreischer is huge. Tom Segura is very like tongue in cheek. He says very meme worthy things. Bert Kreischer is a fun, happy dude. He's on TV shows now. You know what I mean? He's brand worthy. He's marketable. He's friendly to both the family, but he can also tell dick jokes that like appeals to like the podcast listeners and shit like that, for that kind of comedy, his real comedy. But then there's like I was saying, the East Coasters, the ones who are a bit like more lowbrow, put each other down. They're like, because they say such things that isn't necessarily welcomed by society as to where they are right now, they're not going to get as much notoriety or get the Netflix specials that Tom Segura or Bert Kreischer gets. And I think that's kind of why there's like the way the New Yorkers think the West Coast sort of operates and acts in a certain way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've been liking how I see John Hayes post from time to time, and he's like doing like outside venues.
I want to have him back so bad when we
he's great.
have guests again.
He's great. He's good
Yeah.
people. But I like the idea of like, let's say like a drive-in movie theater where you drive your car up and there's a comic up on the stage. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a really good idea.
That's what Bert was doing for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Apparently, when Mark Revier was on Your Mom's House, he had said that like him and the other musicians that were on his tour were the first people in the USA to do those
the
type of shows.
those kind of shows.
Yeah, were drive-through shows.
I mean, I why not? You
Yeah.
know, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like you could totally get a serious amount of money.
Hey,
out of that.
except for Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks can suck a dick. Did you hear what he's doing?
He creeps me out.
He's doing like 109 city tour.
Really?
Yeah, drive-through theater, but he's not actually appearing. He's like Skyping it on
Hold
like
up, hold up,
on
hold
a
up.
screen.
Hold on. So he's. Let me make sure I'm getting this correct. He's going on tour. You said
Yes.
to 109 cities.
109 cities.
But he's going to be on a screen.
He's gonna be
but
on a
he's going to
screen.
be at home
at home
performing over Skype.
performing over Skype.
Is it going to be just him sitting in his living room playing guitar, which is what I'm picturing?
Yeah, basically.
Or is it going to be like a whole band and they're on a stage? That is so stupid.
Why did I even put
His
crazy?
fans are dumb enough to be into that too. Look, what I'm saying is, if you're going to do the drive-in movie theater thing, you should show up. You should be there. Everybody's in their car. You know, if you got your microphone hooked up to shit, I mean, if it's like an actual band, you can just have the regular speakers and shit like you normally do. Or you can play it through the radio signal, like an FM transmitter kind of shit, which is how the movies are. Why not? But if you're going to do a fucking Skype thing, like what is the point of driving anywhere at all for that period? Just do it at home. Do it in Fortnite. Fortnite loves that shit. Garth Brooks Fortnite edition.
Yeah.
What's this?
Was
Is
trying
this
to,
it?
that was the website, but it wasn't telling me what I wanted to read.
Yo, if Garth Brooks was playing in Fortnite tomorrow, I'd download that shit tonight, man. I'd download. He's playing with Marshmello? No way, man. He's playing with Skrillex? Skrillex still
300
around?
theaters. 300 theaters?
You know what's going to be even shittier for these people?
Yeah,
is
look
that
at
they're
this.
going to pay. Hold on, they're going to pay for this, and it's just going to be one recording. It's not even going to be the same video every single time you go see him.
For sure it is. It's gonna be like,
I know it is going to be the same video, but it's not going to be a different. He's not going to perform every night. He's just going to do two or three recordings, and he's going to loop them throughout the whole tour.
It'll be
fucking
like-
idiots.
like, how you guys doing? And then his mouth will be open. You'll hear like a text prompt be like, Georgia. You'll be like, how are you guys feeling tonight?
Minnesota.
Oh my God, we're going to have such a great time tonight.
How about this Bengals team? Huh?
This is gonna be
Stupid.
bad. Yeah, like,
I'm curious. Let's see.
Experience at the Starlight Drive-In in Amelia. Garth Brooks has taken the big screen for a virtual concert at theaters around the country.
virtual
I almost can't
concert.
take it seriously at all.
Now in Amelia with more on tonight's festivities. Hey Alexa.
It's fucking Garth Brooks on TV.
Ooh, I like that.
The next best thing. The Starlight Drive-In here in Amelia is packed tonight for this virtual Stars concert, and it's sold out. There are about 550.
Is that him playing in the background?
that
Yes.
Filled this parking lot, and the show just started about 5 minutes ago. And this
The
isn't
recording
only
started
drive-in
about 5 minutes
Brooks
ago.
concert tonight. Fans are watching this pre-taped show at more than
Pre-taped?
300
That's what they just said. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Who the fuck is? How much are these tickets? Can you find a ticket link? How much
Yes,
are the tickets?
100% I
Find
can
a
find
ticket
a
link.
ticket link.
I want to
easily.
know. I want to know how much people are paying for a pre-recorded show. Oh my god!
This is going to be incredible.
Everybody, there's so many people that worship in the country community that worship Garth Brooks as a musician.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh my god! Watch it be $100.
Tickets are sold out.
Sold out.
Of course they are.
They're
I don't
sold
I
out
don't
for this.
I don't expect to find a single available date, to be honest.
76 fucking dollars.
Oh my God.
You're paying. Imagine paying $75 for a
Paul-
fucking drive-in movie.
Okay, let's do the fucking math on this. Okay, how many seats are in Paul Brown Stadium?
Oh shit. That's gonna be a complicated one to explain because they're in the cars, right? Are they in the field?
You're right. You're right, but we're just gonna go ahead and 65. Okay, that's not. I'm not even gonna do that math.
65,535.
He's gonna
Well,
get
where's this going?
65,000 in. I was gonna like it.
Do
say
it.
he could do 65,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah.
Like
Do the math for me. I want to see where you're going here.
if he could do 65,535 people in that stadium while charging like what was it 76 bucks a head, he'd walk out of there with 4.5 mil.
Well, I know some of that will go to the stadium, but
For
I know
sure.
most of
but
that's
he's gonna walk
to
out
him.
of there with a milli
Yeah.
at least.
He that's where the musicians make
two.
their money though, is at the shows and doing these live concerts and things. Oh, there was one band that recently did those Zorb balls you can get in and roll down a hill in your whole body. I forgot the band that did it. Maybe it was the Flaming Lips. Am I wrong? It was like, I don't know, whatever. But everyone was in those balls, and he would just roll over top of them and sing over top of them, which I thought was really cool.
That is really fucking cool.
But if there's a fire,
then you're dead.
then you're all fucking
You're trapped.
dead.
You're
all
trapped.
dead.
You're gonna get cased in plastic. You're gonna fucking.
The plastic's gonna
gonna
melt
die.
on your skin and your flesh, and you're gonna be a plastic, fleshy human
You might-
freakazoid.
You'll either look really crazy as a corpse, or you'll just be perfectly preserved but also dead.
you travel to
It'd
the
be
future.
awesome. We gotta save him. He's like an action figure.
I'm gonna be honest though. My thoughts on what will probably happen there is that it will shrivel their skins down as they cook inside that, and then the plastic will harden over their shriveled up corpse, and it will look like some fucking alien looking shit.
I need it to happen.
You'll probably like trip on acid and go over there and be like,
I need a trip on acid. I've been dying to find acid.
is it really hard to find that
It
kind of
is
stuff?
pretty hard to find. Yeah.
Well, I don't do it, so I don't know much about the process of getting it.
I know. I could probably just ask a certain friend of ours. I was about to just say the name.
What's
but
the
like,
name rhyme with?
No, it's too foreign to even be like it rhymes with this.
It doesn't. It's not in English.
No. So like
It's Latin.
I want to go visit her
Him or
Zay
Zay.
to see if they have the connection, because I keep hearing every time I tell her or him that
Or
I'm
Zay.
looking for it, that they're like, you should have fucking hit me up. I got like always, but
Yeah.
I need to make it happen.
So how much does one purchase in one?
Typically it's like $8 a tab.
sitting? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's 20 hours of tripping, huh?
Well, I mean, if it's good stuff, it really won't end until you fall asleep. The thing is that it won't allow you to sleep when you.
Well, yeah, everyone. I've always heard it from everybody on the show. Like, yeah, you just don't sleep. You just don't sleep. Like,
Yeah.
what? Your thoughts are just going crazy. Like over that time, or
your brain is like super psychoactive.
yeah.
Like I don't
super
know how
aware
else to
kinda
put
thing?
it. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
You know, I've said it a bunch of times on the show, but almost every single time I've taken acid, it's been like late at night or towards the end of the night, and it lasts all the way until the morning.
All the way into the morning.
All the way until the morning.
Do you nap at all? Do you nap at all before
No.
you do anything? So you wait until you're dead tired and then you'll take it.
No, I'll take it midday, like just before or after dinner, like around 6:30.
Yeah.
At the latest 7:30.
Oh, so it's not too late.
No,
then.
and it'll last until like 6:37.
I thought you were about to say like we're gonna do it
8.
at 10 p.m. or some shit, and be like, what, dude?
I could, and that's like if I'm trying to go to sleep the next day,
Yeah, like sleep all day kind of thing.
Yeah, because like if I'm gonna do it, I know I had the next day off, so I can just spend it to recuperate.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good time. I love it. It's my
Maybe
it's my
someday for
absolutely
me.
my favorite drug for sure.
I feel like I have too many worries and stresses in the world to sit down and really enjoy something like that.
Love it.
I feel like I'd have to be in a certain mood or something.
Visuals are incredible. Yeah, you gotta like be ready. You gotta be happy, and you gotta be like ready to do it with like open arms.
Yeah.
And embrace it. Just like, I'm about to do acid. It's going to be a good time. Here I go. Boop. Just
Boop.
like right in your tongue, and it's over. Like,
There's no untaking that.
no
You
taking
can't-
it back. No.
I remember someone told me that once, and it kind of scared me from doing that kind of stuff. And they said you can't untake drugs. And I was like, that sounds awful. Because
Yeah.
if like you do it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Like
You're
like
going to
with,
experience it.
with acid tabs, it's like if you touch it, depending on how like if you're like if I put it on my thumb and I close it and you can't see it anymore, like I probably just got it into my system. You know what I mean? But if I'm like pinching the corner to put in like some tinfoil real quick, then like you're probably fine. But if you toss it into your mouth, the moment it contacts like makes contact with your tongue, it's game over.
It's game over.
Done so.
It's over.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
But you're
It
gonna want to
sounds
keep it in
crazy,
your
man.
mouth for like at least 30 seconds probably to get
so you-
everything.
I thought you always swallowed it.
I mean, I do. You can.
You just swallow it? Does it taste bad?
I mean, it's just paper.
It just tastes like paper.
It's paper. Yeah, it's just paper because
not-
LSD is a liquid, and they use the sheets of paper to like absorb
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless it's synthetic, which I've never done and never will.
That sounds fucking awful.
Yeah, synthetic can be dangerous.
Yeah, I remember Spice. Spice was, I've talked about it many times on the show,
Yeah.
but the Spice was fucking synthetic weed, and that shit was scary.
I've done acid from paper sheets, and I've done liquid acid from a sugar cube.
Would you
It
ever...
was awesome. I
dude-
watched Logan in the movie theater on it.
Oh,
It was
no
a
way.
great time. Yeah, it was badass.
Did you cry at the end?
Of course I did. I was bawling.
Like, you mean you were tripping? Were you crying really, really hard?
Yeah.
Like, loudly?
Oh no.
Was
No,
it
no,
like
no.
anybody turning to you
I
and like
was aware.
Snapchatting you?
No,
like,
I
oh my
was
God, look
aware.
at this freak. This guy's crying for Hugh Jackman right now.
Hey man, he got impaled on a freaking tree.
Dude, that was so sad. That
Yeah.
was one of the saddest endings to a movie I've watched.
All
in a
right. Now
while.
who's better superhero death? Iron Man or Wolverine?
I didn't give a fuck about Iron Man's death. I'm gonna be honest. Wolverine, I don't know why, but it was just so sad, and like that whole movie, he was in so much pain,
Yeah.
you know. And I felt like, I guess maybe it could have also been a combination of like I grew up with Hugh Jackman being Wolverine
Yeah.
since X-Men 1, which was like what 1999 or some 2001 or some shit.
Yeah.
But I think it came out before Spider-Man, right? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like that one just felt more real, you know? It was just really sad.
Yeah.
But with Iron Man, like when he died, I didn't think that was fucking sad.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. I was like, oh, well, I knew one of them were gonna die. I mean, whatever. I really did not care. I feel like I'd be sad if Captain America took his place, you know? Like if it was Iron Man that went back and was old, and then Captain America was the one that sacrificed himself, I feel like that would have been way more impacting, at least to me. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just feel like it would, because you think like, yeah, you could die, but then Tony went back, got really old, and then he died, and after he's had
Yeah.
everything, and Captain America's had everything taken from him, so I feel like it'd be more tragic that way.
Yeah.
But that's just, an idea. I definitely think Wolverine's was sadder.
I'll definitely say Wolverine's was sadder. I did care about Tony Stark's for sure.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. Well, actually, I will lie. Probably a tear probably
came
came
down?
out of my face for sure. Yeah, I think Endgame got me a few times, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just out of pure excitement, like especially at the end where Steve is like on his last leg, just like ready to take on 1 billion people to one and die.
Yeah,
and
that
the
was pretty
circles
wild.
come up. Like that brings me back to like any moment in a video game that I've really grown emotionally attached to, and like a comeback moment happens and I'm standing up like with excitement as if like I'm in there with them, like that had me on edge. Like that had me really happy and excited.
Yeah, that was like one of the. So most of those movies, that
Especially
ended
with that music popping off while everyone's flooded into the battlefield.
that was pretty
The
awesome.
music was great.
I will say, out of all the movies, like including like Matrix, Lord of the Rings, and all that shit, I
Yeah.
feel like I never felt the excitement I did for a big ending battle as I did for Endgame.
Yeah.
Maybe Return of the King when they looked at the light and Gandalf was up there. Maybe.
Yeah.
But-
yeah.
That's like another. That's only like one really. I can only think that's
The Battle
outside
of
that.
Helm's Deep, and he comes in with the cavalry.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
I
But
thought you were saying at the very end where he's like, "For Frodo," and then they all just run at the gates.
I bet everybody that was behind Aragorn when he said for Frodo, he was like, "We're gonna die."
Ain't he dead? Why are we fighting for Frodo? Ain't he dead?
Are we gonna die?
It's
Like,
no.
we're surrounded.
Yeah.
Can we just follow you? For Frodo? For who?
I forgot about that dude.
I was too in the midst of not dying.
All
here.
those midgets disappeared at once. I thought he just died. I don't know.
It was. I thought it was a dream.
No,
But
dude.
Endgame's ending was awesome. I did think. I really thought Captain America was gonna die. Because in the comics, in the Infinity Gauntlet, Captain America is like, as long as there's one last man standing, you'll never win. And then Thanos was like, I don't remember what he said exactly. He was like, well, you're dead, bitch. And then he fucking backhands him and kills him.
Yeah, Thanos kills a lot of people
Yeah.
in that.
In Gauntlet, for sure.
Yeah, and like the first 3 pages after he makes the snap, after looking at Death and talking to Mephisto, he fucking snaps, and like you watch Daredevil die, you watch like a baby in a carriage die, like you watch a bunch of people die.
It's kind
in
of
those first
dark,
couple
isn't it?
pages. Yeah, it's brutal.
Super dark.
Like instantly, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I like Tony Stark's death was for sure sad to me, but Wolverine's all the way because I just felt I always ever since like a kid and reading and watching the series and learning his background, like I've always been sympathetic to him. Like for sure he's without question like the most brutal, like cutthroat badass
Angry
ever,
dude.
but also like I've never wanted more to like just talk to the dude about like, are you okay, and do you want to drink a beer?
wanna
You know
hug?
what I mean? Because he's been alive for so long, he's suffered so much, he's killed so many people to save so many people.
Wars
Like,
and shit.
Wars.
Yeah.
He's been abducted, had his memories erased, he's been experimented on, his life stolen from him. You know, like there's just so many. Like, man, I'm just so sorry for you, dog. Like name another mutant that's faced as much, or any other character
Well,
that's faced as much like
Nightcrawler.
torture as him. You know what I mean? Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Well, definitely not as much torture as Wolverine, but I would say the only other person I could feel like genuinely bad for is either. I guess I can feel a little sympathetic towards Rogue because she can't get close to anyone ever.
Yeah.
At least in the movies, I don't really
Hey,
follow.
she gets
her
married to Gambit.
Oh well, then I guess she's doing all right.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Gambit.
Hey, you can suck dick with gloves on.
Yeah, yeah. Just put a condom over it or whatever, right?
It's condom pants. You put the whole pants on, and the dick comes through. It's just like so. Like when your thighs are clapping hers, you know, she's
Totally
still not absorbing you.
Latex porn.
Right, latex
They're all
porn, basically.
that's what that is.
Yeah.
They're all in the they sit in a fucking machine that covers them tightly in latex, vacuum seals that shit, and that's how they get the kinks. You know, scary thought.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God, but I always felt bad for her though for that, and then Nightcrawler because he just was like he couldn't be out anywhere, and he was always like blue, right, for his whole life.
Yeah, but you know he hung out with other mutants and other blue-skinned people.
At near like the time you're reading about him, but growing up, he always had like a horrible thing.
There was a whole arc in the comic books where he died, and like that was the thing because he died saving Hope, which is fine. It was a really like touching and sad death.
I read about that. Yeah,
Everyone was touched by it, but like he stayed dead from that death on up until like a few years ago, where the X-Men for whatever reason went to heaven for a
What?
mission. They
okay.
they went to heaven, not like on purpose.
X-Men goes to heaven.
Not on purpose.
On accident.
But they went to heaven. And
It's just a bunch of mutants.
well, not
Is
just
heaven
mutants, but like other people. Like I think when they first show Nightcrawler, he's like having a conversation with Abe Lincoln or something like that. But yeah,
Casually having a conversation.
but that's
with
how he
Abe
comes
Lincoln.
back. He's just like in heaven. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back with them. And he just
So,
leaves
like, the
heaven
X-Men-
with
the
them,
X-
and he's
okay.
alive again.
So this story arc, you're telling me the X-Men go to heaven.
They go to
And
heaven.
when they're up there, they happen to be at the exact same time that
Nightcrawler's
Nightcrawler's
there.
casually having a conversation with Abraham Lincoln. He's like, you know
Yes.
what? I'm out of this heaven
Well, some
thing.
battles ensued and some
In heaven?
conversation. Yeah, in heaven, and some conversations happened. And then he just left with them. Yeah,
What the fuck are you talking about?
it's comic books, dog. It's weird.
Yeah, that's what the fuck.
Hey, but speaking of weird comic books, of like maybe less than a week ago, I made a status saying I was gonna read the entirety of this series, which is the Invincible from Image Comics, and I did in less than a week.
You read? How many are there?
There's 144 issues.
So it's kind of like a newer comic.
No,
What?
it came out a long time ago.
Like 90s?
Like no, like 2012.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you read all of that?
All of it, yeah.
Like you binged all day on comics? kind of thing?
Basically, yeah. Like whenever I had free time, I was doing that.
tell
Like
me
I
about-
neglected my Japanese lessons.
Let
to
me
read
get
these.
in. That's pretty cool too, that you're doing that. But let us and the listeners get a good idea of what it's like for a perfect comic book reading sesh for Luke Young. You get a fresh stack of these crispy, awesome stacks of awesome comics.
Yeah.
And so what? You grab it, you come home. What you do? Like light an incense or whatever, or you get in a bubble bath? Like what's your process?
I
here?
own graphic novels for Invincible from like a series of them. I own like 4 of them, and they cover issues like 20 to like 68. Okay, and so like I had to read the rest on my phone. So, but like what I do in like a reading session, or like if I were to go to the store and buy comics, I would then stop somewhere and get food.
Like, what's your favorite comic reading snack?
Dude, I'll get like a Penn Station.
I was about to say Penn Station would be that.
Because there was a day, a Luke day. I call those days where it's just
Lukecation.
me and I take care of me, you know. And
Lukecation.
I went and I got some comics at Up and Away in the West Side. Go visit them. Great comic book store. And I got some of those, and then I went and got a Penn Station sandwich, and I drove to Drago Park. I'm forgetting the name right now. I used to go there all the time. Dravo
Park.
And sit by the riverbed. And I brought a fucking lawn chair, folded that shit out, sat down, read comics.
In the
and
sun
ate,
or in the
and-
shade?
In the sun.
In the sun.
Read comics and ate my sandwich and just smoked a bunch of weed and had a solid ass day.
And you were there for hours?
I was there for like 3 hours at least.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
That
after I
sounds
got
pretty
done
chill.
reading, I put my shit back in the car and I just walked around the riverbed and shit and drank for but
Yeah. That's pretty chill.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to be like, I get a robe on, I put a cap on, I get a fire lit, and I
No.
sit in my giant
If I'm gonna-
Snorlax beanbag chair.
I don't have one of those.
I
It'd be
kind of
cool
want
if
one,
I
though.
did. Yeah, it'd be tight.
They always look comfortable on
They
the internet.
really,
They seriously do.
fucking. But every single time I've bought a fucking beanbag chair, it's like buoyant. It's super buoyant at first, and then like after a week, I'm laying on the floor.
That's
I'm
because
laying on the floor.
you gotta. It's just like your cocoon almost. You have to
Yeah.
you have to take it upside down, and then you have to like basically punch that shit.
Nah, they can suck my dick. You just need to be fluffy. Stop giving me like fucking shipping beads inside of my fucking beanbag chair. Give me some inflatable beads or something.
I had
They just inflate after they're crushed.
my dad gave me a beanbag chair growing up, and it was huge, and I used it all the time. I used to play fucking N64, like James Bond 007 shit, and then I remember I brought it over to a place, I think I was 22, that I took it and I had it in my apartment, and a cat clawed it open, and I remember waking up to beans everywhere, all over my
Beans.
floor. And I remember that took hours to fucking clean up. So
God
it's
damn.
just like, I don't know if I ever want to do it, but sometimes I'm tempted. I also don't
Yeah.
have room.
Yeah, I
Where
know
the fuck
what
do you
you
put
mean.
that thing? I want a giant beanbag chair. Not like
Yeah.
one that is like one person. Like you could fit a whole family of people on this thing, but I want it just for me.
Ooh, I like
You know
that.
what I mean?
Do those exist?
Yeah, they exist. They're just, I don't know how they get to you.
I'm gonna look those up, but I'm gonna get to my point.
Giant beanbag chairs.
I read an entire 144 issue series of Invincible, which is an incredible fucking series by Image Comics. It's just it's an original universe and take on superheroes that you don't really see out of Marvel or DC.
It's not a part of any of those?
No. It's part of Image Comics, which is an original. They own like Witchblade, Savage Dragon,
Same universe?
Spawn. They own those.
Are they all
of the same universe.
So all the
yeah.
same. So Spawn's in this universe.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's about like this alien. It's very Superman-esque but different. So it's about this boy named Mark Grayson. And he gets superpowers when he's a teenager, of course. And his father is a superhero known as Omni-Man. and he's super strong, super fast, can fly. That's about it. He's nearly indestructible. He's flame proof. It doesn't affect him. He can hold his breath for days,
What's his
weeks
superhero
out in
name?
space. Omni-Man.
Omni-Man.
This is his dad right here. And one day, after Mark starts superheroing for a few issues, around issue 10, his dad decides to murder basically the Justice League of this universe, and he kills the person named Immortal, which is basically the Superman of that Justice League, who's can fly, strong, and he's immortal. So like if you were to tear him in half, he would come back together and heal, unless you kept him like separated in boxes from like long distances. Otherwise, he'd stay dead.
Put him
He
in two
kills,
different
like,
storage units.
He kills like Battle Woman, which is like a generic Wonder Woman. He kills like the Martian Hunter, who's Martian Manhunter. He just kills all these people. And
I guess he's bad.
he's bad, and it's a mystery at first. He's keeping it on the DL, but his son eventually figures it out, and he confronts him. And his dad tells him that they're from this alien species called the Viltrumites, and they're a breed of aliens that are incredibly strong, have the abilities that they do, and they run off of strength and the
And friendship.
like the no friendship.
No friendship.
No, like survival of the fittest. If you're weak, we kill you. If you're weak, we have every right to kill you. If the woman is strong and wants to procreate with you and you're weak, she can rape you. You have no problem with it, and vice versa. Like it's brutal. It's a
brutal
It's a
comic
very brutal civilization, the Viltrumites. So like
Makes me think of The Boys a little bit.
he fights his dad. His dad leaves the planet. It's just it's a long series, but it goes from him being a superhero to him having a wife and daughter and taking over the Viltrumite Empire and creating a peace throughout the entire universe. It's super crazy. It's really, really good. It's really good. If anyone's into like comics or stuff like not Marvel, DC, Invincible is for sure incredible. I mean, I think the costume and art style is awesome. The universe is just great, man.
I think that's pretty cool looking.
It's super. Dude, it's great. It's dark. It's still got the uppity laughs, haha, chuckle stuff.
The art is really vibrant.
Yeah,
That I'm noticing here.
it really is.
So the whole thing's in color. It's not like one of
It's
those
not.
comics where it's like all black and white.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
all
it's
colored?
not. It's all colored out. This was from like when a villain took versions of him from different dimensions that like killed and decided to take over Earth with his father and like sent him to go kill him. It was they've got really good arcs in this whole series.
That's interesting. Like you'd think like all the superhero stuff's like all so similar, but it's also so unique, and every single one of them is so unique.
So very unique, but yeah, like you do see a lot. Like there's a bunch of repeat concepts with certain characters in DC's and Marvel's. Like they always
Totally.
have like the tragic past, but they're still fighting for good, and that's it. Like they've got different varieties and enemies, but that's basically the gist of it.
I always hate when I like all the Marvel movies, I'll say that, but I really hate the origin movies because
You hate the origin movies?
And only say, well, I like them because I'll watch them and I'll be stoked on them, but it's like watching the same thing over and over again.
I think
all
that's
the
why I
origins in
liked-
the movies are so similar.
I think that's why a lot of people like the Tom Holland movie because they skip that shit.
True, they just go right into it.
Yeah, like just seen it just a few
this
years ago
character.
with Andrew Garfield. Like, why do we need to do it again?
Yeah, and they in like another movie, I guess. I don't remember which one it was, but I feel like they showed a quick shot. Like, yeah, we saw like this guy here, and it was like a quick shot of Spider-Man swinging through.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that was. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No.
Whatever. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe I was dreaming.
I'm
Who knows?
I'm gonna start reading Irredeemable, which is basically Superman as well, but he's from Pluto, and he's like a well-beloved, famed hero, and then he starts killing all the heroes in the universe in his planet to
Dude,
take over.
You need to fucking watch The Boys.
I do need to watch The Boys.
Just take the time and do it. Don't even read the comics beforehand. Read the comics afterwards. Get caught up.
Yeah.
Because if you like this shit,
I do.
you're gonna love The Boys.
Yeah.
Because it's all about this kind of like evil superhero dark shit, Like they're superheroes, but it's like really dark as well. Mm-hmm. But they're like celebrities, and they make like political moves and shit like that. And it's just like they can get away with anything. If you're in your collateral damage, fuck you. You deal with it. And then like ran like a marketing business thing like Coca-Cola or something. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And it also, the new season is very, very weird because it represents a lot of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think you'd be really into that shit, dude. I think that's a series you'd really like. And if you are watching and you have Amazon, just go watch The Boys. Trust me, it's fucking great. It is brutal though.
You know, I got HBO Max, and they put on Young Justice on there, which I was really happy about because they put season 3 of it exclusively on DC's stupid ass streaming service.
They have a streaming service?
Had a streaming service.
Sounds sad.
So
Sounds really sad.
I got to watch the 3rd season, and in the 3rd season, whenever Lex Luthor is on like a news channel giving an interview, he sounds exactly like Donald Trump, and he repeats like small words twice at the end of his sentence, just like the way he does. Like, it's gonna be fantastic.
It's the best. Whatever.
It's fucking
yikes.
great.
So did you have anything else you want to talk about real quick? I wanted to get into these questions.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So on the group, we just been doing this thing recently where we just ask people on the group like, hey, what should we talk about? Ask us some questions and tell some weird shit. Cody, the first thing he said, Cody Hucker, you can talk about how I want to kill myself since this is week number 2 that I've missed doing my favorite thing that I look forward to all week. I fucking hate my life sometimes. Talk about how much hate I have for myself and that I'm on a cool podcast. Talk and tell plenty of penis and testicle jokes in my absence.
I think we said, or at
Everything
least
that
I
needs
said
to
a
be
few
said.
dick jokes, and yeah, I think we shat on him for the most part.
Yeah, I think we gave him everything he wanted.
Yeah,
in the
I think we
first,
talked about
20
how
minutes.
you weren't here.
Yeah,
Bitch.
pretty funny, right? Max Mullerin, or Mole Man, as Cody says, take this opportunity to discuss
Malarin.
Take this opportunity to discuss what a healthy poop is supposed to look like.
You know what a healthy poop looks like.
Well, Cody doesn't, but
Cody sure as fuck doesn't.
it should just be like a no wipe,
Right.
no wipe residue, no skid marks. It just plops in there. It's
high
a floater.
a high def Mr. Hanky. Should look like that.
It should.
A
Look,
solid
that's very funny.
brown log, probably riddled with holes or crevices because it would have teared
Little
right there if you
craters almost.
pinched. Yeah, little craters almost.
Like a fluffy
Like something
piece
was
of
digging
cheese.
tunnels in there.
Yeah, it was like it had termites or something. I don't know. This doesn't sound too healthy. Well, that's pretty much it there. A healthy poop is, a hard one, no wipes.
Yeah.
With some holes in it, like the termites in there. Sid Stanley says, please tell awkward boner stories.
Awkward boner stories. Do I have one?
Well, all I can think of is like when you were younger, and you
Yeah.
would get those uncontrollable boners just because you're a growing man or
Yeah.
boy, whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And you fucking have to tuck it underneath like your belt or something.
Yeah.
You had to figure out tricks to hide it.
I had it pop up frequently when I was in high school, my freshman year in PE, and it was when it was because we had to wear shorts, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and like it's coming, and like all of the hottest chicks you would consider in my graduating class were in the gym class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it happens, but like my thing was to stick it upwards and like just use the belt line to keep it closed.
You like walk
But
it
then-
at like an arch or something.
Yeah,
a little bit?
but I always knew that if I was gonna have to rock that game that day in PE, I was gonna need a long enough shirt because I wasn't about to like jump and then everyone just see
The
the like
tip of your
the
dick
head
head.
of my shaft and dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that'd be a bit
a little
embarrassing.
diglet showing. God. Yeah, no, that's a total thing for sure. I
Yeah.
used to play soccer all the time, and sometimes that would just happen, and
Yeah.
you gotta fucking tuck it, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking hide that shit.
Any other time I may have gotten a dick, like a hard dick out in public, I just let it go because
Yeah,
it's like,
'cause
hey,
you're-
I mean,
you're an
you see it,
adult.
what's up?
Yeah, what up?
What? I'm embarrassed. I got a big dick.
Well, you could be a sex
Say
offender.
something.
Or,
Say
you know.
something. I dare you.
Sir?
Your dick is hard.
Sir?
Why are you looking at my dick? I have an uncontrollable urge to get hard when I know people are looking at my dick. Stop looking at my dick.
There's children around.
Well, tell your children to stop looking at my dick.
Yeah, quit making them weird.
Fucking weird ass kids.
But that's all I can think of.
So
I
look
feel
at
like
hard
if
dick.
something like that happens, like nowadays, you just sit down. I'm gonna sit
Yeah,
down.
just sit down. I'm gonna hang out here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a seat for a moment.
This is the frozen aisle, sir. You're sitting in the pizza rolls.
Look, I'm just having a nice sit. Is it? I thought this was America. It's my God-given right to sit over here on the ground if I want to and just hang out for a moment. I'm just hanging out for a couple minutes. Just give me a couple minutes, all right?
All right,
Just
but
back up a little bit.
Can you hand me the triple pepperoni though?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I'm not standing up there. You have to come to me.
All right.
Alex B, he says, I'm going back to Star Wars, and he's calling you out here.
Okay.
Top 5 lightsaber fights, animated series included. The animated series, like the what's his
The
fucking
Clone
name?
Wars.
The Clone Wars, like the actual cartoon.
Yeah.
But they was like a 6-episode thing or
Well,
whatever.
there's that,
was
and then there's
shit.
the Clone Wars animated series too.
Yeah.
You know, I think for sure I'm gonna give the number 1 spot to the Duel of Fates between Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar.
That was an emotional battle.
That whole, like, even take the emotion side out of it, it was just it was incredible to watch.
Yeah.
And it was just aesthetically pleasing. Like when they both jump onto the table that the Separatists were sitting at, there's a moment where they're both just like flinging their lightsabers around each other
Yeah,
from
without
left to
hitting?
right. Yeah, without touching each other, just like mean mugging each other in the face while whipping
Like,
swords
you gonna make a
around.
move?
Like,
You gonna make a
You gonna
move?
kiss me? You gonna kiss? Like, just being super weird about it. And then they clash while also like hitting each other with a force hit at the same time. They both go flying. Like, there's just so many cool elements to that battle that make it
the
awesome.
music, too.
The music's
The music.
insane. The battle while riding floating robots over lava. The battling each other while they swing like Tarzan before the thing falls over the volcano river waterfall. Like,
A lot of them, like it gave you a lot of suspense. Like,
yeah,
you think,
like
something
someone's
else
gonna
was
get
happen.
hurt, someone's gonna burn, or you know.
Are they gonna make it out of this one? Like, I really
Right.
felt the suspense.
Right,
on
like
that
we know
lightsaber fight.
from Luke that you can get real looking skin over your fucking droid arm. Like, does Obi-Wan? Did we never find that out in the old series?
That's
Is
true.
he gonna like lose a leg or an arm in this battle?
He's
Like,
getting a
what's
flesh
happening?
wound.
Yeah, you know. But then no, we just watch Anakin get absolutely cooked to death, get absolutely shat on by his senpai.
He got bitch slapped at that.
He got
last
fucking
part.
dick slapped, dude. He cut off 3 of his 4 appendages in one swing. That was beautiful.
He told him not to try it.
Yeah.
He said he loved him.
Like whenever I hear that, like, don't try it. I've got the high ground. Like in my head, I hear it as like a teacher telling him, like, we've been here 1,000 times, like 1,001 times.
You haven't learned your
like,
lesson.
You know, if I have the high ground, or if anyone has the high ground, period, there's no point in doing it. Like don't try it. And he's like, you underestimate my power. He's like, oh, you fucking idiot. And he does it. He cuts.
You're gonna do that thing you always do. You're gonna jump really high. Okay.
1,002. Here we go. Right.
Easy win. I was worried for a second, but you just made that so easy.
But I'll give that the number 1 spot. I'll go faster for the others.
Number
I'll give
2.
I'll give number 2 the battle. I don't even know what planet it is. It's on the cartoon Clone Wars with Mace Windu against the droid army before he goes up against General Grievous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible.
With that
he made like a
machine
wave.
that would stomp on the ground.
Yeah, and create the sand waves and shit. Yeah.
Wasn't it on Geonosis? Was
it was
that?
badass. It might have been on Geonosis, yeah.
Yeah. That was a super badass scene. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that. I remember when Grievous was just first introduced and he took on all those like cornered Jedi. Mm-hmm. And man, that was like, wow, this brings the fear of what Grievous should have in the movies almost.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I loved him in the movies, but when he was in that, I was like, this dude's a bamf. This dude fucking just cut down like 7 Jedi. Like, it scared the shit out of him.
General
He'd play with him.
Grievous in the cartoon Clone Wars was way more intimidating than he was in the movie. In the movie, he was sick and ill.
Yeah.
But that was his organs finally giving out to his robot body.
I always saw like movie details where Grievous is about to talk to Palpatine, and right before he's about to talk to him, he always like gets out the last of his coughs, like,
Yeah.
Senator, or you know what I mean?
Like, I'm not sick.
Yeah, I'd like, you know.
I would give 3 to, this is another cartoon Clone Wars, to Kit Fisto, just because that's my favorite Jedi. He looks like the baby from Men in Black, the first one.
He's a badass.
He's green, got the tentacles back. Always been my favorite Jedi. Always.
But
he got fucking cut down like a bitch.
Yeah,
at
he
the
got
end.
cut down like a bitch and
Fucking
by
made me
Palpatine.
mad. You fucking got hacked.
Like, he's supposed to be a master and he got
He got
barely swiped.
ruined. Yeah.
By like an accidental swing, it looked like.
Got
It looked like
mollywopped
yeah,
with a
bitch
lightsaber.
slapped, yeah.
Yeah.
Mollywopped. I like that.
I don't know. I'd give 4 to Ahsoka versus her master in Star Wars Rebels, where she's facing Darth Vader on the Sith planet in that temple as things crash around her. And then I would give 5 to Ezra Bridger versus Maul. Literally any battle.
Literally that battle?
Yeah.
Literally any
Actually, you
battle.
know what? I'll take that 5th spot back and give it to Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. The final battle, the one that actually ends Darth Maul's life for good.
You know, I'm glad you actually
It was
brought that up.
poetic. It's poetic.
I'm glad you brought that up because I saved something earlier.
Was it about why it's so incredible?
Well, it is incredible, but Star Wars, Darth Maul was originally going to be the sequel trilogy villain, according to George Lucas.
Oh, that would have been cool.
So he says, according to a new interview, the trilogy would have started a few years after Return of the Jedi, where Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker is trying to rebuild the Jedi Order from scratch, quote unquote, he put there, and training a future generation of heroes. The 3 films would have concluded with the late Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia Organa being revealed as the Chosen One. By the end of the trilogy, Luke would have had rebuilt much of the Jedi, and we would have a new renewal of the New Republic, with Leia becoming the Supreme Chancellor. And then they said Darth Maul trained a girl. I only saved bits of this, but I guess Darth Maul was going to be like this new bad guy. Like, Palpatine died, and he was going to be this gangster almost that was going to come by and just kind of take over the galaxy as some sort of like gang leader. And it said that Darth Maul trained a girl, Darth Talon, which I guess is in the Clone Wars, right? Who was in the comic books as his apprentice. Lucas explains that the latest Star Wars Archives volume, which covers the making of the prequel trilogy, she was the new Darth Vader, and most of the action was with her. So these were the 2 main villains of the trilogy. Maul eventually becomes the godfather of crime in the universe because, as the Empire falls, he takes over.
This is Darth Talon.
This girl?
Mm-hmm. She, I'm pretty sure she was trained underneath Darth Krayt. Yeah, here it is.
Looks just like
Her from the graphic novel.
It's as if Darth Maul switched genders and wore way, way less clothes.
Yeah, man. Darth Krayt was crazy. Darth Krayt used to be a Jedi. He was a Tusken Raider as well.
He looks like a damn Uruk-hai.
Yeah, I think he's wearing the skin and scales of another alien species that he can't get off of him.
Wow.
Something like that.
Someone's got a big dick over here, huh? Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay, dude.
But next,
Stephen Bjorn, he says, who would be the better bottom?
I don't know.
I don't want
even want to.
I don't even want to think about you guys being on
Like,
the bottom.
I got no issue with that, but I don't want to have to think about if I would be like, I think I'd be good at taking dick, or like, or if Cody or Patrick would be good at taking my dick, you know.
I guess I don't know if he's asking if if one of us is the bottom and one of us is on top. I really don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like the thought of either or.
No.
Pass.
We're gonna pass on that one.
I think you would be the better bottom, Stephen Bjorn.
You would be the best bottom.
Best
and the
bottom.
best on top too.
I don't know about that one. I think I would outpower him.
You'd ride that dick?
I would destroy him.
Break that dick off?
It's mine now.
It's mine. It's mine.
Plug that hole, dude. Reverse cock.
Jesus Christ. That's something. Alex Busberg, he says the lack of studded leather is present in the room. So I guess that's talking about Cody.
Shots fired, Cody.
Shots fired.
Yeah, you fucking
like Slayer
hardcore,
too.
buddy.
But don't be a dick about it. Sid Stanley says, I saw a question of would you rathers where would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? And honestly, the penis terrifies me on a horse-sized duck. Please discuss. Okay, she would be right on that because ducks have like 14-inch long penises and they're mass rapers. And so imagine that mix. That's 14-inch penis to 12-inch ratio body of a duck. Imagine that mixed with a horse cock, and it's a horse. So it's like a 7-foot dick.
I still think I could beat that fucking horse-sized duck's ass though.
Because its penis is so long and it could trip over
it's
it.
a duck, and I feel like I could destroy it
You think you could destroy it,
for sure.
but not the other way around.
No, I don't think I could take on 100 duck-sized horses.
I mean, I feel like you could. I mean, what are they going to do? Bite you?
No, but they got like the bucking power, you know, and they're
But they're the
duck
size of a
sized.
duck.
That's still, but they're still horses. So like, yeah, they're gonna be duck sized. That'll be like what a duck is up to here. A horse is like from here to like up against the wall max. You know, if we're thinking duck sized horse at like max growth. You know, like that thing's going to be able to pack some speed and bucking power, especially if there's 100 of them. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take them on unless I have some sort of weapon. But that also goes without saying for the duck. Actually, no, I still think I could beat that duck's ass.
What if the duck swallows you whole?
That duck isn't swallowing me whole, buddy.
What makes you honestly think that you're going to get away from this horse-sized duck with a giant dick?
I'm going to strafe this duck. I'm going to go at it, and then I'm going to fucking flank it from the left or right, whichever one feels comfortable at the moment. And then I'm just going to dive for its fucking long, dangly-ass neck, and I'm just going to keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing until it's out, or it's dead. And if it's not dead, then I'm finishing it while it's fucking out.
You should have you should get a weapon like your Spider-Man Claymore.
My Spider-Man Claymore would decimate that thing. It is...
That's very stupid to picture.
Dude, it is not
my
sharp
God.
at all. At all. It's not
like
sharp at all.
It's like a bat almost.
But no, I mean, it's not that rounded, but it's not sharp at all. But that thing has weight. It has weight. It has weight.
It requires two hands.
I feel like if I were to like two hands swing this thing from like below my hip to over my head, this head is going off. This
Especially
duck
if
head
you
is
charge
done
up.
so. Yeah, man.
You charge up, you know?
Do the spin attack and just come in at it swinging around in circles.
Yeah, spinning tornado technique.
You'll have no idea what to do.
You know, I think that, but it is 1,000 pounds. This animal. So I mean, that's something else.
That's a lot of that's a lot of good food to donate to the poor.
Wow, you're a real Robin Hood.
I'm gonna eat that fucking thing, dude.
You're gonna eat it?
If I am killing this duck, you best believe I'm eating it.
Would you eat let's say you killed 100 duck-sized horses? Would you eat that?
Duck-sized?
You know
horses?
what I mean?
Yeah, I would. I would for sure. I would give away that meat.
You would give it away?
I'd probably keep a couple horses for myself to eat, but I'm giving those horses away.
Like toss them in your fridge?
Yeah. Well, no, I would. Well, yeah, probably the meat, but I would actually. I'm giving away the meat, but I'm keeping all the horse skin. There's probably some sort of use or money out of that.
That sounds disgusting.
That sounds like I don't know if I'll be able to skin and like butcher all those horses in time before some of them spoil. I'm gonna need some hands in this.
I'll help you.
I appreciate. That.
I would help you.
Then yeah, I don't know, man. If I get a weapon to choose my battle with either or, I think I would probably go for the horses. Then if that means I can give out the meat afterwards.
I bet with the if we skinned all those horses,
yeah,
I bet we would have enough skin,
yeah,
to cover the whole inside of my house with like carpet out of their skin.
That'd be nice.
I think
you'd be an original. I don't
like,
think anyone else has ever had horse-skinned carpeting.
But it would be the whole house.
That'd be incredible.
Like the stairs.
Even
I'll have
better.
a doormat that's that, you know. I want to, if anything, if I have enough, I'd like to make wallpaper out of it too.
We can make this happen.
I think that would be...
I think we might need 200 more.
Yeah, I think we should just go on and just slaughter the whole species.
All right, so... No, if I could just do them in waves, like give me
carpet for everyone.
Give me a one-handed broadsword and give me 100 horses, and then give me like a day break in between so I can like recover from the psychological horror I just experienced, and then we can. Then after
it's like murdering many horses,
right? And then like after a nice meal of horse meat and a nice good bath and a day of rest, you just get right back at it. Round 2.
Yeah, fucking slaughter some more.
Just slaughter
chop,
some
chop.
more. Yeah, going right for the head. Got to save the rest of the meat, you know.
Look, I'm just trying to save.
Can you imagine just chopping horse faces off? That doesn't even kill them. I feel terrible.
I wouldn't feel bad because I get plenty of carpeting
Oh, you're right.
and maybe potential wallpaper.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Maybe I can transition my entire wardrobe into like
Horse Next question.
Stupid. Okay, let's see. What conspiracy would you spread around, and what would be the worst one to get one free sale? Let's just start with the first one because we have a potential caller maybe. What conspiracy would you spread around? I'll tell you one, and I mentioned it once on the podcast before. I think it's just an idea. I'm not saying I actually think this, but I question it.
Yeah.
Maybe Mattress Firm is a money laundering scam.
That would be a pretty good
Hear me
conspiracy to put out there. Don't explain it to me because I don't
that
believe
make
you.
sense?
No, it doesn't make sense to
How
me.
often are you getting a mattress, dude? Seriously, how often are you getting a fucking mattress? Just hear me out for a second. When was the last time you got a new bed?
I got a
Be
bed.
honest.
I got my grandma's bed like a few months ago.
How old is that bed?
It was like a year old.
Okay, but that's the only new bed you've ever gotten, right?
No, I got like a Tempur-Pedic like 6 years before that.
6 years. Okay, so when I'm driving around, I
Yeah.
see like if there's a Mattress Firm, there's like 3 or 4 of them on the strip
Yeah.
for sure, and you know that I'm telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, you know for a fact because like on Glenway, that shit's there. All right.
Okay.
It's totally there, dude.
Okay.
If you look for it, just pay attention.
All right, buddy.
Just pay attention. Okay, buddy. Don't patronize me, Luke. All right, this is serious. But no one's ever in there when you go in them, ever. All right.
You're right about that. I
Are you
remember.
ever buying anything when you go in there? Like I
Buying
bought
a mattress.
I bought 2 beds my whole life. You know.
Yeah.
How often are you fucking getting a bed replaced? Like once every couple,
Yeah,
like
I feel
10
like
years.
people who can financially afford to get a new bed like once every 2 years, like I think you're supposed to.
Yeah, I think so.
I think probably those people keep it in
But look, no one's
business.
in there, dude. How they fucking run that shit?
That is
Right.
a very good
How do
question.
they have
I
money
think
for
they
all
have-
those stores and employees?
I think all the stores operate off of 3 people, and it's like one dorky dude up front to like sell it who's dressed up nice, right? Like dude or girl.
Yeah,
And then like
he
there's
follows you around the whole store.
absolutely, because like if he's not there, he's like sitting down at his desk recharging because he's a fucking drone. And then like the 2 other employees are like working the dock, like in like with back braces ready to lift the mattresses up onto your car, but only one of them does that. The other one's there in case
Just-
the other one fucking
Yeah.
dies of boredom and brain aneurysm.
In case one of them dies of boredom.
Yeah.
Because, they're not doing any business at all, right?
Yeah.
Stupid. But hey, that's just my conspiracy theory. I'm not saying it's real or
pretty good.
fake, but,
Pretty good
think
one.
about it for a moment. Just
Yeah.
sit there and be woke, sheeple.
God damn it.
Do you have any?
I don't know what I would put out there besides like, did you know the Bastard Sermon is the most underrated podcast of all time? All right, I
Wow,
don't-
that's
I don't
quite a
know
conspiracy theory there, isn't it? God. Okay. Steve Worth, he says, "Is today the day Luke brings his Spider-Man Claymore?"
No,
And
it is not.
I really encouraged it. You should surprise bring it next week.
All right.
All right.
I'll
I
do
doubt
it.
I doubt Cody's even listening because he's just recording it, slapping it on a
Nah,
track, and
yeah,
just
he's gonna
uploading
listen
it,
to the first 10 minutes.
and then he assumes the rest is good. Trust me, he won't say anything about this next time.
Nope.
Not a chance. Big fucking crybaby. But yeah, you should bring it surprise next week because I'd really like to actually
do
see
it.
it in person and critique like
It's really
the damage
nice.
it can do. Like, let's back up this claim about the
All right, man.
horse-sized duck.
I think it's taking it down.
I think it could totally take you down. I'm not saying I don't want to be taken down.
What? No, I'm saying I think the sword is taking that duck down.
For sure.
Dude, I'm ruining that duck.
I thought you were saying it
promise.
could take me down. I'm like, I'm not quite.
Oh, no.
I'm here to help you. I want to give criticism.
No, I'm not gonna hit you with the Spider-Man Claymore.
God, it would
Had
fucking
no
hurt,
intention.
dude. So yeah, bring that next time. Zerlon, he says, if you were forced to learn martial arts to fight a gorilla, who would be your teacher and what style? Well, gorilla death style is what I'd pick. I don't know. What do you use to fight a fucking gorilla, man?
I don't know. I feel like, God, I don't even know.
Can they be real or fake? Can they be real people?
I don't even. I'm gonna
Mr.
Google this right now.
Miyagi. Wax on, wax off that fucking gorilla. Gonna be all Harambe. Fucking karate chop him. What are you looking up? Who is the greatest Brazilian kickboxer? You think that's gonna take down a gorilla?
I do.
It's like 600-pound gorilla, dude.
Well, listen here, buddy. Listen here. Okay, so the 10 greatest Brazilian fighters of all time. We got Chris Cyborg Justino, Junior Dos Santos, Lyoto Machida, Vitor Belfort, Jose Aldo, Royce Gracie, Wanderlei Silva, Antonio Rodrigo, Nogueira.
What are you picking out of these?
Either Cyborg or Machada. I don't know. Because
you want to do it like a crash course, you and I, with Cyborg, huh?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, you and I just learn it together.
She's great. Because dude, the gorilla is just gonna be on you and everywhere, and the only offense, like, aside from balling up and crying and begging for someone to come save you, like to defend yourself against a gorilla, the only way I could like possibly imagine in a fictitious world would be like if you just like assaulted it in the face with blows and then just like crazy kicks to the
Dude,
stomach.
it will straight up bite your hand
For
off.
sure it would. For sure it would. But I'm just saying I feel like that would be the only way. Or just like straight up brutal like drop kicks to the noggin or body, and that's
that won't
like
do shit.
Exactly.
Kick it in the balls.
Kick it in the balls.
Kick the gorilla in the balls.
Dude, do they even have nuts?
Yeah, that's so stupid.
To destroy?
Are you serious? Yeah, they do. They have nuts to destroy?
Dude, whenever you see a
Oh,
gorilla,
that's
you
stupid.
like the first thing you think of isn't like look at that huge cock and
Look at those
balls.
giant balls.
It's never that. It's always like look at the big stomach and the big arms and the head and the tiny feet. You know,
Look, they
like
are-
you never see like
they're
whoa, look
alpha
at that
males.
monstrous cock.
Dude, they're alpha males. They are slanging gorilla pussy. I'm telling you.
Silverback gorilla testicles.
They have the tiniest dicks to body ratio, I think. To like,
for sure.
at least from whatever I think. Don't look up a picture of its dick, dude. I don't want to.
I want testicles.
You want? There's some nuts right there. There's some nut. Yeah, this is weird. This is like watching Gorilla Playboy or something.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's fucking nutsack right there, dude.
Is it? I don't know what that is.
What else is it? Like,
Dude, I don't know. Are they? Oh, I thought those gorillas were scissoring for a second.
well, there it
What's
is.
happening? Here
There
we
is the closest shot to a gorilla's penis you can possibly get with a photo.
Dude,
the
that's
person probably died
that's
getting
a-
this photo.
go. A red-tipped cock and some super blue balls.
Yeah, they have like their whole junk is blue. Just straight up blue, except for the tip of the dick, which is red hot. It's like one of those patriotic rocket ice cream cones you can get from the fucking yeah, from the ice cream man.
But yeah, man.
But that's their dick, and it's really small and really freaky,
dude,
and wrinkly.
they'll destroy anybody and anything that comes across them.
I'd kick
That's why I would like pay so much money. Like it would be so sad, but I would pay whatever money the like dark web wanted for whatever film out there existed of like a bear versus a gorilla. You know what I mean? Like that, like those two.
like the mountain against fucking a gorilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see an actual bear fight an actual gorilla.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Th-
Or
that's
like
like-
that, just the world's strongest
Those
man.
no, I want to see an actual bear fight an actual gorilla. If,
Some
or
really
if we
fucked
could
up
do like
experiment.
a real person fighting a gorilla, that would be cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want to
Like
see
they
a bear
can-
fight a gorilla. I want to see that because that's like those are two animals from two different like ecosystems that would never cross paths ever. But and they're
Can you
both
Google
like
that?
what?
Who would win in a fight, a bear or a gorilla? I think if it's a polar bear, I don't know. I don't know, man. No one knows like how strong gorillas actually are, you know?
They might.
A grizzly beats a silverback 10 times out of 10. Okay. I didn't know that.
The average silverback weighs around 350 pounds and stands at 5.5 feet tall. So the gorilla tries to get around the grizzly, which proves pretty tough. While grizzlies are quick. Oh my God.
Gorillas.
This is GonzagaBulletin.com. This is like some staffer for this piece of shit website. Look at this dude.
Yeah.
Look at this weird ass looking guy. He's oh my goodness. He had an
wearing a
actual
Spencer's
thesis
t-shirt.
about this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So the average silverback weighs around 350 and stands at 5.5 feet. Their long arms give them the reach advantage on a grizzly, but that's about it. Grizzlies are large, twice as large. And according to a study conducted by Montana State University engineering professor Doug Cairns, they're about 5 times stronger than a human, probably even more than acting aggressively. When acting aggressively. To put this into perspective, there are videos of grizzlies overturning 675-pound rocks with one paw to look under for food underneath. What? Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, silverbacks are strong too, but not as strong as a grizzly. Oh my God.
I have seen a video on the internet of like Nature is Metal or something, and it was like a grizzly bear, and there was like this big ass moose, and moose are fucking huge too. And this grizzly bear hit this thing in the back and it looked like it broke its back, like with one hit.
Yeah,
I was like,
Joe
holy
Rogan
shit.
talks about that with with something like that, about like a moose breaking 1,000-pound or a grizzly breaking the back of like 1,000-pound moose or some shit like that. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Well, that answers that. I guess on to the next one. Sawyer Creel, he says, what are your all favorite monsters? I know he says Luke talks about the Dark Souls monsters pretty often, but do you guys have favorite horror monsters, monsters of lore, or fantasy creature, or worst Thanksgiving story? I think this coming Thanksgiving is going to be the worst Thanksgiving story for me, considering what happened in the politics. So it's going to be fun having a conversation with that with my parents.
I think the scariest monster. I mean, yeah, the Dark Souls monsters are fucking terrifying. So are the
Yeah.
Bloodborne, but like, I think the one monster that had me like leap out of my seat every single time I encountered it or knew it was in the area would probably be the shadow from Amnesia: Dark Descent.
Are you talking about the one that's in the water?
No.
Or like the flesh monster?
The flesh monster.
Where its jaws dangling down and shit, and it's just folded skin. I mean, I wouldn't say I have like a favorite monster, but if I would have to say like a movie monster, I would say like the Pale Man scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And that's that thing from Pan's Labyrinth. And if you touch the food, it would eat you. It eats children and shit. And it's just scrawny, freaky, flappy skin thing, kind of like what you're talking about. Fuck that, yeah. But like, let's say in the woods, I always have a fear if I'm on there by my like at night, or you know, I'm on a walk or something, or I'm camping, walking in the woods. I don't know what the fuck could be out there, but what if there's some giant Sasquatch like monster out there that would come and swipe you up, and
Yeah.
kill your ass?
You know,
I don't want to. I don't know. I get a fear like that. Like there's something out there that's gonna grab me. That scares me a lot. I don't know why.
I think the one fear that's like been overcoming me recently is not even like the fake ones, the real ones. Like, dude, what if I were to go on a hike at night? Am I about to get attacked by coyotes? Like, what's happening?
Or a fucking bear.
Right.
That's if I would have to say real, it would definitely be bear.
Well, not,
Bear
well,
for
not, well,
sure.
not in Ohio at least.
Yeah, well, for sure. But I don't know. That's scary. Getting eaten alive. They don't give a fuck
Yeah.
if you're screaming. They'll just claw your guts open while you're sitting there like, oh God, please. Fuck that. This is one for you, Luke. Mateo Lopez. What's Luke's wildest time on LSD?
My most wild time on LSD. Okay, so I've said this a few times before on the podcast. If you've heard me say this before, I'm gonna say it again. I took acid at my friend's apartment late at night because I was staying the night, but he did not stay up with me. Him and his girlfriend went to bed. I was in the living room tripping face all night, watching videos on YouTube and listening to music.
Right.
And on YouTube, I watched Sculptor's Playground. Go on YouTube and typed in Sculptor's Playground.
I think you showed us this one time on the show, and it was weird as fuck.
It's spelled wrong too. Sculptor's Playground, and it's an Alan Resnick bit. Oh, okay, so I guess it is the Sculptor's Playground, and it's super weird. It's out there. There's a bunch of like different meanings to it. It could be a guy in prison that's showing you how to make nonsense on video. It could be about a guy who murdered his a bunch of people to recreate his dead girlfriend who left or girlfriend who left him.
The creator of this video?
Yeah. But I mean, just the character in this video, not real life. You know, like this whole video is super weird. But long story short, I watched this video literally 100 times.
In a row?
In a row. I challenge anyone to watch The Sculptor's Playground by Alan Resnick on YouTube 100 times and not lose your mind. I watched it on LSD, and by the time morning came and I was watching it around the 90s time, Alexis, who's my best friend's girlfriend and fiance now, came out and she sat with me, and I was like, Alexis, you need to listen, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but I found the meaning of life and death in this video. And I showed it to her, and she just sat there and watched it with open eyes and was like, are you sure you're okay? You know, she had every right to think that way, because once you watch this video, especially 100 times, you'll be concerned about anyone's mental well-being.
I don't. It's just clay. It's just some weird guy doing clay.
But also, you don't want Link's disease.
What do you mean you found the meaning of life? I don't know. I'm looking at this and he's just making mounds of shitty art.
Will
statues.
never ever be able to tell you what went on in my mind when I watched this video. Okay, I will never be able to do it ever. As much as I would want to.
This video is stupid as fuck, dude.
No, it's not. Watch it on hard psychedelics, and be transformed. I promise. But yeah, this would probably be my craziest trip, because I watched that 100 times and I kind of went mad.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's something else. There was one other question from Nick Glavin. What's your least favorite spice? That's a good question. I don't like spices that, you know, if I breathe them in wrong, like let's say I cough or something while I'm chewing.
Yeah.
You know, you ever do that?
Yeah.
And then just some of that dust just gets in the wrong throat.
Cumin.
Or you know, cumin. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good way of explaining it.
I could do without that.
Yeah. I had it recently and it was not too bad, but I'm always maybe.
I don't know.
I would say that's probably the best one to say that I would at least like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't really have a problem with too many spices as long as it's not like overbearing.
Yeah.
You know, like as long as it's not screaming at me like, "Hey, I'm here." You know, like I get it, you're in the recipe, but I don't want you to like take over the whole meal.
Yeah, I hate when like something takes over the whole meal.
Yeah.
Like I love sriracha.
Yeah.
But if you put sriracha on anything, that's all you're
gonna taste is sriracha.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's like ketchup almost, you know. It takes over the whole thing.
It's very overpowering.
Yeah. But you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with our guest.
Whew.
And we're back.
We're back.
And joined with us, we got Nil Higginbotham, owner of Hail Dark Aesthetics, our latest sponsor.
Give it up! Woo!
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, bro. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, we had such a good time whenever you came on and did the Nicolas Cage stuff, or when you talked to Kenya Manfredo, our boy, Kenya Mustard. Welcome back.
How's Kenya doing?
I don't know, dude.
You know, he started a third new page. Another one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he started after that episode we had with him. I think he had said he was starting a new page to rebrand, basically. That new page was the same thing he always had, where it was just an e-boy profile with a bunch of chicks, and he would post statuses like post
Same thing.
selfies, and then they would post like them in their bras and shit, just dead ass,
That's
like
that's
naked
sexy.
as fuck.
Best of luck, Kenyon.
He I think he's
If you're
done
like-
driving trucks. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
If you're listening, Kenyon, best of luck, Bubs. I mean, it sounds great. You got chicks that are half topless, so it sounds like things are going well. I mean, it'd be to be in your 20s with chicks half topless. Oh
He-
my god.
He was doing that for a while, and then he got into a relationship with some, I guess, e-girl, and then the whole relationship was public online. I don't know any of the details about it,
Wait.
but apparently it was so intense. He was making statuses like, "Me and so are no longer together, so if you're here for the drama, stop following."
Wait, wasn't that when he came on the show though? When Neil was on the
It,
show,
was, it happened again after.
it
So
happened
there's more
again.
there's more controversies.
But
There is.
he started a third page, and it's still it's
It's just the same
It's
thing.
the same thing. I actually unfriended that one, though I do love him so much, and I want him to come back on, but I just couldn't.
I love him.
couldn't
I love when
stand
he
to
comes
see
on
it
it.
anymore. I couldn't stand it.
I need guys. I really need him for an acoustic set only.
Oh my god,
Yeah?
let's make that. Patrick's learning guitar. We'll learn something slow and sweet. It'll be great.
Yeah, and he can serenade us, and we'll take our tops off. He'll feel right at home.
Learn some beautiful pop punk acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
Where's your third banana tonight? Where'd he go? What happened?
Oh.
Did you fire him?
Oh, Cody? Yeah, we fired him.
He
Cody
He's-
Hucker, no more.
Yeah, he's gone. Tell us everything you thought about him while he's not here.
I mean, Cody. Cody had his moments. Cody had his moments. That's all I can say.
He definitely had his moments, didn't
he's
he?
he's sick.
I'm stepping into the light now. Here I come. The
Here we
third banana
The
on the
replacement.
Bastard Sermon podcast. It's about time I got rid of Cody.
Come join.
Yeah, it's
come
no
join
longer
this
Cody.
cornucopia of madness.
It is Neil, Luke, and Patrick from now on. Cody, you are gone. You're fired.
He's sick again, Nil. He's
Yeah,
sick.
it's his second quote-unquote sick excuse.
He was sick before, and it turned out. Well, one story he said it was allergies. Another story he said he was hungover the day before, or at
So
least
he's got
that.
the vid. He's got the vid.
So who knows?
Well, let me ask you something. Like, would you believe him if he was your employee? Would you say how many times is do we have to until we cut this guy off?
I mean, I would hire Zerlon. I'd say fuck it.
Let's get Zerlon in
Third
there.
time you're out, Zerlon's on.
That's
He
what I'm
brings
talking
the
about.
edibles. He brings the nugs. That's your guy.
He
That's
brought,
your guy. Solid.
Dude, he brought so much stuff, and I
Yeah.
took all of it.
He gave us a bunch of sugar. He gave me a whole little container of sugar, and
Yeah.
I sprinkled it on some ice cream not too long ago, and I was lit as fuck. I was like, damn, wheat sugar's where it's at. You can't even tell the difference.
Yeah, when he showed up, Nil, he had the tincture. He immediately gave me a full droplet to put in my mouth, and then in the middle of the episode, I started eating fat rocks of THC infused sugar, and then it was just a good ass time. We got really fucking high together.
Yeah, he
It
almost
was-
took his head off too. That was
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
It was a fantastic episode.
Thanks,
Way to
man.
go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to go.
He's not only a sponsor, but he's a fan.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm
Gotta
talking
love
about.
this fucking guy.
I love this guy.
Dude.
Yeah, man. You're in it to win it like the lotto, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Nil, have you seen anything fucking obscene on the internet recently? Because today I found a video of a whale straight up eating these kayakers.
Call
Like-
me Ishmael. I'm in.
Can you imagine being swallowed by a whale? What the fuck? Is your first
You go
instinct?
swimming in the ocean?
You know?
You go
It's
swimming
just
out
so
there?
it's just so fucking biblical. Fuck no, I don't get in the ocean. Fuck, I don't go to the beach. No, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What do you mean? Why are you so scared? Because of the
You-
whales?
It's the fucking
Whales, jellyfish,
The fucking
sharks, eels,
Whales?
anything
It's- it's-
poisonous.
It's primarily krill. No,
Yeah, dude.
No, I don't like the ocean. I
Yeah,
don't
fuck
like
the
that
ocean. Fuck it.
Is there
I-
a reason you don't like it? Or is it just
Nah,
because of the whales?
I would like to save the whales
Yeah.
if I were Miss America. That's what I would do. I would save the fucking whales. No. I just felt the whole beach vibe's kind of a bummer. I don't know. I mean, I primarily have been to like East Coast beaches that are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And then some Texas Gulf beaches that I literally saw a sign that said, "Do not get in the water, flesh-eating virus." So.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Plus I saw Jaws at a way too young of an age to see Jaws. And what's crazy is Jaws is like, you never see the shark because they had so much trouble with the mechanical shark. So you didn't see a lot of the shark. So it's the fear of what's in the water.
Yeah.
It's the fear of what's in the water. And you're in the water. It could be fresh stream. It could be salt water. And you feel something brush up against your leg, brother. I'm not into that.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, you and I have the same fear, man. I have nightmares. Like I have like 4 or 5 reoccurring lucid dreams. Other than that, I smoke too much weed to like not have dreams. I know some people do when they smoke weed anyways, but I just don't have normal dreams anymore that I remember, except for these select lucid dreams. And one of them is I'm in the, like, I can breathe underwater and I'm floating aimlessly in the middle of the ocean. I'm at least 150 feet below the surface. I can see the light from up top. I can't see dick below me. I can't see anything around me. And it's just that emptiness, that veil of not knowing what's on the other side looking at you or could be on its way. You know, it's so and when it does, it's easily going to outmaneuver you, because to it, it's in like a 3D universe where there's no up and down,
millions and millions of years,
right? And it can just get you. I hate it. I hate the ocean.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the guy that has to interrupt. That's in there pushing up his glass. You know, they know more about space than they do the bottom of the ocean. You know, so that's a real thing. Patrick, what about you? Are you a beach guy? You go out there with your jams on?
I love the beach. I've gone snorkeling. I've gone kayaking in mines. Oh yeah, I love the ocean, man.
I would kayak
I was
in
about to
mines.
say it's super cool. We talked about that, but this story reminded me. I stepped on a stingray once. I didn't get stung though. I didn't get stung, but it was like I think it was like in the Gulf Shore, Alabama area. But I remember going out and there was a lot of stingrays out there. You could see like the schools just beyond the sandbar. We were really high up on the hotel or condo we were at.
Yeah.
And I remember like there was one time where you saw 2 manta rays. I'll never forget that. You could see the shadow under the water of them. Like I couldn't see like their body, but I could see the shadow. You know what I'm talking about? Like you would see in a game or a movie, you just see a slick of, you know, the shadow of a shape of an animal. But we saw 2 of them right in front of the sandbar, and this is like 40 feet off of the coast. So this is swimming distance.
Yeah.
And in between some of that. So there was just a lot of stingrays out there, and I remember I was just walking around and I just stepped on one, and it's just so slimy and it just wiggles and moves real quick. It really scares the shit out of you, but then it just wants to get away, you know? I mean, I didn't get stung by it. I had a jellyfish wrap around my arm once, and I had a scar that lasted for like 7 years. Someone had to cut it off my arm.
What?
Yeah. Did I never tell you that?
Jesus.
Yeah, I was really young when that happened. This is making the ocean sound awful. But I remember I was
you're
young.
you're supporting everything I hate about it.
Same.
Watch out for jellyfish, dude. But one wrapped around my arm, and the tentacles got stuck there, and I think it was like 9 or something, and I ran up to the beach, and this thing was still on my arm, just like stinging the fuck out of me, and I'm crying like, "Mom, get it off, get it off!" And remember my family panicking, and eventually someone had to get a like one of their multi-tools out and cut it off, and I had like this wraparound scar on my left hand.
Did anyone piss on you, or did you go to the hospital?
No, thank God. No. I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go to the doctor or anything. They just They didn't know. No, it just left this nasty scar around my arm for like 7 years, and it's not there anymore. And I have tattoos to cover it now, so you can't see.
That's crazy.
It was awful.
What's crazy to me is your family wasn't like, this obviously needs medical attention.
Yeah, they just cut it off.
We were just like, let's get someone's fucking pocket knife out, cut this thing off, and let's just fucking call it a day. Go back to the beach house.
Yeah, it was something else.
Jesus Christ.
Now, Patrick, would you be one of those guys or people that would go down in the steel cage where they threw chum out for sharks and just hang out down there, you know?
Yes.
You know what?
I would be so scared though.
You know what though? I feel like I would actually be like attempt that too.
Yeah. We talked about it the last episode. I don't think I'd be comfortable with, I mean, the deepest water I've been in the ocean was when I was at Jamaica, and it was like 150 feet deep. And you could see like hundreds of feet around you. You could see down to the bottom where the reef was. It was like swimming in an aquarium. It was so clear. Not that scary at all. If you saw if someone was coming up on you, you'd see it from hundreds of feet away. But if it's like a dark, murky abyss, like the middle of dry, like ocean, you know what I'm talking about? Like open ocean, and you can't,
exactly
it's
what
just
you
blue
mean.
everywhere. Fuck that. I'm not doing any of that unless I'm in a cage. And there's
It's like
a boat.
that movie Deep Blue, that movie Deep Blue Sea.
That scared
Yeah.
the shit out of me as a kid.
Yes, that's again.
That scare you?
Yes, to everybody's point here. Well, outside of you, Patrick. To our point, it's things like that. It's just like no, and thank you, no, and thank you.
Yeah. It's an actual alien world.
You know what? It totally is.
It really is.
It's a
like
jungle underwater.
We're a surface species that survives off of oxygen, running, like you know, and they float, they swim. They're not built like us.
Yeah. They're totally
It's
alien creatures if you think
unreal.
about it.
For sure, especially jellyfish, or octopuses.
Yeah.
Octopi.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of all these people trying to make the sea okay, like the Little Mermaid, under the sea. You know,
Yeah.
no. It's not like that down there. It's not like that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like
There's
that
a
down
whole
there.
different-
There's
it's a
fish
different-
with teeth.
Yes, thank you. And it wasn't until I moved here, until I saw my first, like, hey man, like somebody brought in a garfish skull, right? And you know, a
Yeah.
garfish.
They're,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like giant, aren't they? Don't they get like 9 feet
mean,
long?
You want, yeah, like you talk about like pre-Cambrian, Cambrian, whatever era. These things are the real deal Holyfields, man. I mean, this is like this didn't evolve.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The only way it evolves is if it comes on land with that fucking big saw of a mouth. And they brought it in, you know, they're like, oh, I got this. Where'd you get this thing from? Where'd you get the skull from? It's like, oh, it just washed up on the banks of the Ohio. And this thing's almost the size of my fucking grill of my car.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
huge.
Jesus, fuck. No, I'm not getting in that water either.
The fish that scare me a lot for some reason is like the giant 9 foot tall or 9 foot long like catfish. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
It
Or
can be tall once you've caught it.
Yeah,
it can be tall then.
and then there's also the groupers, like the
Yeah.
human sized groupers that could literally swallow a child whole.
Yeah.
Those things are freaky animals too.
My,
I don't fuck with that.
My mom told me a story a long time ago about when she was in high school, her friend's father owned a boat, and they went out onto the Ohio River with it, and her and her friend hopped out into the river to swim, and she said a fucking gar flew, like jumped out of the water over her head and back into the water. She got out of the water, back into the boat, and she said she never got back into that river ever again.
It's toxic in there, dude.
Oh, now it is. I mean, back then people were fucking renting their boats and shit and chilling.
That reminds me, real quick with the Ohio River. I had a crazy story once. One time I fell in the water, and it was next to a running propeller. That was super scary. I think I was like 11 or 12, and I was on a dock on the Ohio River with my dad, and he was dating some girl whose family was there, and there was a bunch of kids my age, so we all hung out, and one of the kids was about to spray me with like the hose that was on the deck, and there was a boat that was like, getting started up, and I was like, whoa, don't spray me. I don't want to get wet. My dad's going to get pissed. And I fell because I backed up too far into the section where the motor was running. It wasn't like, I don't know if it was turning, but I was wearing sandals at the time, and swimming with shoes on is you have like no
It's
control.
hard. It's
you have
so
no
hard.
control.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get myself caught back up, but luckily like some of the adults came by and just swooped me up. But I'll never forget that. That was scary shit too. Fuck the Ohio River.
I almost drowned once in a
Really?
public pool, though.
That's crazy. Really?
Yeah. I was with my cousin. We went to a swimming club because Clint was higher up, and
Yeah.
I jumped off the diving board into the deep end, just like confident, like I watched Jack and Daxter swim, like I know how to swim watching
Yeah.
video games, So I jumped off, didn't know how to swim, drowned, woke up with a lifeguard on top of me.
Dude, I same thing, man. I was
Really?
a kid learning to swim, and my mom took me to the YMCA, the Y for short. Took me to the YMCA,
The why?
and I had the swimming classes. So it was the first time I felt confident going across a 12-foot portion of it with a little styrofoam thing, and you paddle, and you're building your. Well, anyway, I'm going across it, and this kid jumps off the high dive, nails me in the back.
Oh,
And I go all the way down, to the
Oh.
bottom, and then I wake up. Same story, man. With lifeguard on top of me, mouth to mouth.
yeah.
Just like water gushing out my mouth. So I think that started the fear of deep water, and then how deep is the water, and then a lot of that is inside my head, and that's the reason 45-minute hours are created, and you sit on the couch.
I hear you.
Yeah.
No, I mean drowning. That's like one of the scariest ways I can imagine going because you just have no control. I mean, you have no
None.
control
Oh,
whenever you're
but-
dying, of course.
No. Drowning's one thing. Freezing would be another.
Freezing,
Like
hypothermia and
like-
shit.
like just like locked in, like a walk-in. I don't know, just locked in somewhere where it's just so cold. You just no. I think freezing's the worst way. Drowning, I don't know. I don't know because I've never experienced except like mouth to mouth that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Are you
but,
taking us to the bathroom right now? Is that what's going on?
Nah.
He's got his phone, and I'm like, "Are you taking us to the bathroom right now?" I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's whatever.
I'm grabbing a Miller Lite.
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's cool if you
No,
gotta.
I think-
if you gotta go and you can multitask.
I
like, that's
think-
good
I
for
think
you.
you're right.
That's definitely going to happen.
Fre-
Yes.
freezing
And
for sure.
Freezing?
it's definitely happened in the past twice. So
Freezing for sure has gotta suck. I remember growing up, my dad would play this movie on the TV all the time of like these climbers climbing Mount Everest, and just like just a bunch of the crew just falling off one by one, just dying.
Yeah.
And there's like a group of two that fall down this like part of the mountain and they can't get back up, and one dude's got a bunch of broken bones, so he's just like just slowly dying, and she's just like stuck there. It's just really brutal, fucked
Yeah.
up shit. Like,
They
ugh.
leave all the
and I
bodies
hate
up
being
there.
cold always. Like, I would rather sweat and try to find a fan or AC than fucking freeze. 100%.
Yeah, because you shut down.
Yeah.
You totally shut
You
down.
numb up. I hate that numbing feeling, man.
It get like that sandy feeling, like
not
like
just
the
that,
static,
but like yeah, and the when it gets so cold and you're already frozen, and that wind blows on you, and it just feels, and your skin's dry, and it feels like knives. Like, dude, when I worked out on that airport, those winters were so brutal. Those
Oh, I
winters and the
bet.
winds were like so crazy. I was like until I worked at the airport, I was such an ignorant piece of shit when it came to like protective gear for the winter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got jeans on, I got socks, shoes, I got a jacket. I'm only gonna be outside
sweatshirts.
for a second, you know what I mean? And then I'll be inside, and then like I started doing this job at the airport where I'm out there at all times. I'm like, no, I now understand the importance of long johns. I understand the importance of coveralls, like shit I would never wear before. But now
gotta,
they're
like,
essentials. Like, there's no way I'm suffering cold again. Like, these are what I'm wearing and using.
You totally turn into like a human parfait almost.
Yeah,
You just layer up.
you have to.
Like an
well,
ogre.
you're out there on a tarmac, so it's just wind shears
Yeah.
consistently, and then all the diesel. I don't know. Another terrible way would be get sucked into one of those like engines,
Yeah, man.
shit.
or like one of those helicopter blades, like
Yeah.
the back end of the helicopter.
Ooh.
There. That's how Katie Siegel, Peg Bundy's dad, died.
What?
Was he? Yeah. He they were filming, and he come around the side, and the propeller was going, and he like walked right into a propeller.
Oof.
Just
And
like,
was just fucking meat sauce immediately.
Meat crown.
It wasn't one of those where he died on the spot. It was definitely take to the hospital and try.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Oof.
brutal, man. Katie Seagal, man.
God damn.
Man, Married with Children, that motorcycle show.
Futurama.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Another, I feel like now that I think about like horrible ways to die, there's people that get like trapped under buildings and shit when like they collapse.
Oh yeah.
And you're just stuck there for days in this like dark area, and your legs are crushed and your arms completely
That just
crushed.
makes me like super sad, especially now with like what happened over in Lebanon.
What happened in
I'm saying?
Lebanon? The earthquake?
No. Or am I? I think
you
I got
talking
the
about
wrong.
Beirut?
I got Beirut.
The
I
Beirut
said I got
explosion?
the wrong country. Yeah. Lebanon. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's.
Fucking.
No, I mean,
so
everything that
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been a hotbed between Syria and Palestine, and it's just ever since like the rebuild, and then in 1975 the Civil War back again. I mean, it was rebuilt to look like old Beirut, and the developer that did that, or old France. It was supposed to look like France in the 50s when before the Civil War, and then it just, man, yeah. To your point though, that I watched the 9/11 biopic when it come out, whatever that thing was called. But yeah, just terrible. And then, I'm into conspiracy theories on anything. I want to hear everything out completely. So that's a lot of time on outlets on the internet that aren't really, the best places to listen to. So I will say like YouTube, and just like all these phone calls from family members trapped in the rubble.
Yeah.
It's just okay. So you win on that. That has to be the worst way.
That would be
crushing.
Yeah.
It's
so
so crushing.
Just no end in sight, and it's just agony. What we've talked about has been not instant death, but it's more instant than that. So that's
for sure.
terrible.
That's
That is
prolonged.
terrible.
Like, will they? Won't they find me? Am I just gonna die now in this pain? Like, are you stuck in the mindset of should I fight this? Should I want to live, or do I want to just end this now?
Should I saw my arm off?
Right. Yeah.
Oof.
And then, and just the possibility of making it beyond that point, as it's the human will is just so astounding. It's just so astounding.
Yeah.
What we're. God, it's just incredible, guys. All right, cheery episode.
Well, let me ask you this: another awful way to die would be get run over by a train. You're laying on a train, your arms and legs are just like on both sides or whatever, and they just comes and slices you.
If you're out there on the tracks, you're asking for it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
What
dude.
if I tripped?
Like hearing stories of motherfuckers getting pinched, like just makes me cringe. It makes me cringe and it makes me sad. Because, like, when that happens, like when a conductor or someone working on the trains gets pinched between two cars, they immediately call the family and they don't move that train because they know the moment they do, they separate it,
They're
that
dead.
person's fucking dead. They
I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah, they call those people in to say goodbye because it's over for them. The moment you're pinched between two hitches or two car walls, it's donezo. It's over for you. There's no saving that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that would be pretty awful.
Who was that?
Fuck.
Who was that kid from the Terminator movie that died?
Oh shit!
Some kid died.
It wasn't
John
wasn't
Connor.
No. God, I'm googling it now. He
Dick Miller.
The veteran character actor best known for his role as Murray Futterman in the 1984 film Gremlins. Died at the age of 90. What is that? Who you're talking about?
Or is it Edward Furlong?
No. Terminator. The franchise, the movie franchise Terminator.
Edward Furlong?
No, it was after Eddie Furlong. He's still with us. I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
It just come to my mind. I can't think of it. Oh my God! Stick with me here.
Oh no, we're here.
Dick Miller does come up as Murray Furman.
Isn't that one of the producers for like Law and Order or something?
Yeah, no, it's Dick Wolf, dude.
Is that
Now,
too soon?
Now this wasn't on set. It was Anton Yelkin. Anton Yelkin. He was 27 when he died. He was like pulling out of his house, and he had like a gate, and he went to go check the gate, and his I think it was like a Jeep Cherokee was on an incline, and it pinned him
Oof.
against a brick column. It was like asphyxiation, blunt force asphyxiation. It's crazy, dude. Like he was like 27 years old, and he played John Connor and I think it was Salvation. He was on that one. But yeah, it was like tragic when it happened. You know?
Jesus Christ, I can't imagine
yeah.
that sad shit, man.
Yeah.
Being strangled to death would really suck too.
Hey, nobody's strangling me to death.
No one?
No one.
Cut
You
their
best-
hands
Well, I
off.
mean,
You got
You
that
best
Spider-Man
believe
Claymore on you the whole time?
believe I'm fighting them off.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways, like strangulation, where you go like straight through the larynx. It's
Yeah.
like super quick, but when you lay off the larynx and you go around it, that takes about 20-25 minutes.
That's a lot of
So
strangling.
That's like a passion kill, you know. That's like a loved one kill, you know, versus a pillow. A pillow might take like 10-15 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
But around the neck, and in order to make sure the larynx isn't completely collapsed, that would take some time. You know?
That sounds
Just
fucking
stomp,
awful.
just stomp on the neck. Just stomp it.
Here's another way that would be awful to die.
Oh, great.
A
These are so
sarcophagus that's filled with spikes.
You
And
mean an Iron Maiden?
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
not an Iron Maiden.
I didn't know. The sarcophagus.
Yes, it's called an Iron Maiden. They exist.
Yeah. Well,
Motherfuckers have died that way before.
I don't want to die that way.
No one does.
Or you know
Well,
what?
That's torture.
Yeah.
You know, that was like torture. You know, of course you're going to die. You know, but that's torture. You know,
That's a long one.
Another one that sounds fucking awful is if they put you in the Iron Bull or whatever.
Why was I thinking that before you said that? I knew it was
Because we're on
coming.
the same wavelength, brother. You know? You just know. But, you know, just having the fire underneath and boiling you to death in this hot iron.
I can't even imagine that.
oh shit, or like where they take the oh my god, I forget what movie this is. I'm not going to Google this, but they take like a cage of rats.
Oh, I know what you mean.
And they heat it up, right?
They heat it up and they put it against your chest. So they eat into your chest in order to get away from the fire.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yep.
Or they put it around your head and do it. So yeah. Or the getting back to the beach again. We'll tie this in here. Cue Seinfeld base. Being buried in the sand where you can't move, waiting for high tide.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
You
yeah.
know, just where you can just sit there and wait. The water just keeps getting a little higher, a little higher.
He
a
made
little
me
higher.
experience high tide.
Hey, but what about crucifixion?
Just sitting up
Oh,
there?
God.
Crucifixion would suck
Well,
so much dick.
There's this one guy that I've heard of. I saw a documentary on him to where he got crucified, and son of a bitch, a couple days later, he come right back.
What the fuck? Really?
I think that's probably the coolest way to go.
Yeah, where you come back and you're alive again?
Dude, crucifixion would have to suck. There was like, I forget the name of it, but didn't the Romans like have a trail leading from Rome to wherever with like
Make you walk with it with the cross?
No, it was just lined with slaves and traders like crucified, like criminals crucified.
Wait, wasn't that on Game of Thrones?
The rap thing was.
Yeah, it was.
Man, you know, I want to rewatch the show, but that ending fucking sucked.
It was all right. It's what I wanted out of it.
The more I
Good
think
Hollywood-
about
a
it,
good
the
Holly-
angrier
a
I
good
get.
Hollywood fucking ending. Fuck it.
You know what another awful way to die is? If you had both your legs tied to elephants and the elephants ran two different directions and completely
Well,
split you
I
in
mean-
half from your dick to your face.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
That'd
Alright,
be pretty awful, right?
cool.
Did
It
they
was,
set you
uh,
on fire.
it was the
I-
Appian Way. The Appian Way was the name of it.
Oh, with
I
all
see
the
why- I see
crucifixion.
why Cody left the show now.
Well, he was fired. He didn't leave the
Yeah,
show.
Yeah.
that dude
I
sucks.
see why he left. I see why he left. This is just too much, guys.
Dude, the Appian Way. They crucified the entirety of Spartacus's army along the side of
Hit
the
that.
Appian.
Click that. I want to see how many that is. Do they have an idea of how many?
Of how many there were people
75,000.
crucified?
6,000. It was 6,000 people.
6,000 slaves crucified along the 200-kilometer, 121-mile long road. Appia Way from Rome to Capua. Capua was the main slave and gladiator city. I know that much.
Oh my god. What, they could have just killed him and not waste all that wood.
Well, they had to make an example. Don't you know about Spartacus? That was an uprising of slaves, bro.
Back then a 2x4 was a 2x4. So
Yeah. There was houses
It
to be
took-
built,
it took-
They could
it
have built
took a
shelter
world-
for
it-
homeless.
it
Instead-
took a world war to change that. So
Could have built homes for homeless, and instead they had to, crucify
A whole bunch of people.
120 miles worth of road.
6,000 slaves. That's a whole lot of
That's a whole
hammering.
forest of. This is
Jesus
why
Christ.
climate change is a thing. Because
Do you wonder if the Romans who were doing the crucifixions, because there was more than just one guy hammering those people in. Do you wonder if they were keeping count? I've crucified 4.
this is my
I'm ahead.
90th.
I'm ahead of you, Toby. He's like what?
That still counts as one.
I don't know, man. It's
I guarantee that there were some
When it-
sick
when-
people out there that did that shit. If their
When-
job
when
was
it-
to crucify people all day, you bet your asses they kept a tally on how many people that had their eyes poked out by crows or something awful,
oh, jeez, man. All right. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
it's an interesting conversation.
It's an interesting one.
I don't want to die by any of those methods. So if we didn't talk about that, that could have happened.
You know what? I hear a lot of guys say, I want to go out fucking, and I'm like, Jesus, that's a horrible way to fucking die.
Yeah.
Because you just left your partner with a corpse.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's selfish, kind of. I feel for those people. But
Yeah.
when someone
Yeah.
is doing something like that and they have a family and all this other stuff, it is. I feel like in my personal opinion, and this is my opinion alone, is that it can be very selfish. You're leaving a lot of people behind to deal with this.
For sure, it's very selfish.
It is.
But also from the point of view of someone who's been there before, sometimes those people think that all those people who they're leaving behind were never there for them in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
totally.
So that's what
Totally.
sometimes that is the case. They think that the people that they are hurting and leaving behind
Don't
never
care.
give a fuck. Never
like
give
a
a fuck,
weird
and that's how they got
double-edged
to the
sword.
place in the first place.
Totally. Double-edged sword
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's a
know?
mental illness for sure.
For sure. Please don't ever do it, guys.
Yeah, don't
My
do that.
listeners,
Call me up.
we love you.
Hit me up on Messenger.
Please talk
I,
to
I- I
us.
wa- I wasn't talking about suicide. I
Oh,
was
Oh,
talking
well,
about-
what were we talking about? I don't know.
I was saying, guys will say, "I want to go out fucking."
Oh, okay. What were we thinking?
You guys went.
What the fuck?
You guys went to left field hard, and no, go
Oh,
out
no.
fucking. So to be with your partner, you'd be making love to your partner. I want to die while I'm making love, or fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's terrible because you're like in midst of copulation, and then all of a sudden you're like you're stiff. It's horrible.
That's
In
actually
a bad
what
way. Stiff in a bad way.
Yeah. And what we were
But-
saying earlier is what we were talking. You were same thing.
God damn.
But to your point, yes. Unlike the theme song from MASH, suicide is painless. But yeah, depression is a hard thing,
That's
and
a fact.
Totally.
it's I think in the times we're in now, we can all relate that depression has a lot of avenues and a lot of channels, and it hits us all really different. It's a really bleak time, I think, globally right now, where we've lost loved ones, we've had loved ones get sick, we've really been put through the ringer. It's terrible. So, assisted suicides like Jack Kevorkian or something like that, I could totally see that. I'm not advocating for clinics to pop up or people like Jack Kevorkian, but man, there's just at points people are just so frail, and just illness overcomes.
Yeah, not everybody has good friends, or not everybody has someone they can talk to, or an animal, or to love, or
the
capability
to overcome it.
Depression can take you and leave you in bed all day, while you're suffering from other things, So.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing, and I know all three of us in the past 18 months have really, at least the last 9 months, have really seen some of that.
Yeah.
And for some people, I don't want to say sometimes it is selfish, and it is a selfish act, but sometimes, man, there's just no way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can.
I'm not saying when I say selfish, I mean it's not. I'm not saying that I don't feel for those people. I mean, I've had. I think everyone in the world has had times where they're like, "Fuck it, man. Fuck my life," Everyone feels that way.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think everybody should be open about it and talk about it. I feel like if we all work together, and there are people out there that will listen.
Yeah,
totally.
And I think right now, with Zoom rooms and more communication between friends now, that happened during the lockdown and quarantine, and now we have a lot more communication. I feel like we're actually able to convey some of the ideas that are in our heads. So, let's hope that all your listeners are safe and well. And
totally,
yeah. Again, if any of that is going through your head, just like you guys said, reach out to somebody, call a friend.
Yeah, for sure. Call someone.
Yeah.
There's always someone out there.
I can't imagine a better note to end this episode on.
Yeah.
Let's get to the notes and reads.
Neil, tell us a little bit about the spot. Let me ask you real quick. Do you care if your address is read? Is this a thing? Do you want your address read, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, good. Because I 100%
All right, Cody,
agree.
we heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, good. All right, because people were giving me shit because Cody was like, no one cares about the addresses. And I'm like, the sponsors care about the addresses, and I'm going to read them. And thank you for backing me up. And then Mansfield gave me shit, too. Fuck you guys. It's important. What's the address, Neil? Say it loud and proud.
We're at 720 Main Street, Covington, Kentucky, 41011. We're open 12 to 7, Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sundays.
Oh, fucking right.
Hell Dark Aesthetic.
Hit them up for...
And if I'm not there, come catch me at the Up Over, right down the street on the 600 block. And if you're lucky, I'll buy you a beer.
Oh, I might have to fucking take that off.
Yeah. Man. Can you buy me and Luke a beer at the same time?
Sure.
I'll kiss you for mine.
If I invite Cody, even though we fired him, like, would you buy all three of us a beer?
Cody's out. He's sick. I don't want to. He's got the bid.
He's got the bid.
Got the bid, Doc.
Gross.
Got the big, Doc.
And if someone says "Hail Bastards" at the cash register when they're checking out, they get 10% off, right?
10% off. Yeah, that's right. Maybe a free sticker. Maybe a wink.
Maybe. Oh, I like the wink. I'll go there just for the wink. Yeah, but yeah, man, thanks so much for being an awesome sponsor. Thanks for coming on the show. Whenever we need a guest, you're awesome, man. Every time. I'd love to have you on more.
Let me ask you, who dropped out tonight? Why did you call me?
Oh, well, tonight I actually had a guest that I was like looking forward to for a long. I'm actually really bitter about this, I'll be honest. I had a guest that I was looking forward to for a long time. It was a YouTuber called Boundary Break. And Boundary Break is a YouTube channel where they break video game cameras. So, like, let's say you're playing a game and you see what you're seeing on the screen. He breaks the camera so you can see what the developers are hiding off the screen.
Yeah.
And all the weird.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he's got a huge following. we've been talking all day, and he's like, "Oh, I had to make a last minute cancellation. Blah blah blah. I knew about this for months. Blah 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 blah. Stupid excuse."
Yeah.
And he just ghosted me, fucking
Butterbean.
motherfucker. So yeah,
You're the first to come to mind.
yeah, for
I
sure.
won't ghost you, baby.
That makes
That's
me so
why
happy.
we love you.
We love you. Next one is Cody Best at Clifton Barbers. I just want to give a quick shout out to this guy. This dude gives awesome haircuts. Go to Clifton Barbers on 337 Ludlow Avenue. You hear that, Cody? Another address. 337 Ludlow Avenue. And if you go to their Instagram at Clifton Barbers or their Facebook, you can see the links to all the personal accounts and see all the other hair artists there. No walk-ins at the moment due to COVID. Appointment only. You can go to online booking, and there's cash only as well. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and 10 a.m. through 4 p.m. Saturday. Luke.
We are also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you guys want some quality heady glass for your marijuana or your stinky cheese, you definitely need to go to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you're having any usages for Kratom, like our good friend Billy Zimpelman, he uses that stuff to sleep. He's got a whole bunch of different Kratoms for different uses.
Vapes and all kinds of cool
Yeah,
shit.
they got
over there.
vapes, they got grinders, they got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want it, go on over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. You can find them at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, 45249. Or at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071.
2 more addresses, Cody.
And let them know that you're a bastard, and they'll hook you up with a 10% discount.
And then, of course, the Long Dick Wizard. Kneel to no one.
The wonderful, the incredible, the long dick wizard, Anthony Tang Mansfield. Anthony Tang Mansfield is a wonderful, wonderful supporter of the show, has been from the very beginning. And if you guys want any sweet commissions, slaps, glassware, quality t-shirts, go on over to KNEELTONOONE.com to kneeltoknoone.com and purchase that shit. He's awesome. Follow him on Instagram at the same Kneel to No One. And hit him up.
And you can find him at his home address, 444 Thrix 4. I don't know. I'm
Eat
just
My
kidding.
Butt Lane.
Eat My Butt Lane. Last thing I want to give a shout out is just a personal shameless self promotion. Dark Mountain Call. Go to my Instagram and maybe check out some art. I just draw whatever, dude. Like, I'll do a commission of anything. I like doing nerdy pop culture shit. I also like doing geometric shape shit. So if you want anything like a game thing, what is it? Like a Twitch channel cover, or you want an album cover, you want something to hang up, you want something you can print on whatever, I would love to do it and make some art for you. So go ahead to Dark Mountain Cult on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, but just go ahead and hit me up.
Yeah, he made the Twitch logo for our Twitch channel. If you guys haven't followed it yet, go ahead and follow that. We're at TBS Pod Gaming, twitch.tv/TBS Pod Gaming. I am streaming every Tuesday before the podcast. You'll get notifications if you follow us on Facebook as to when I go live. I'm trying to find some time as to when I can go live more. I don't think I'll be able to plan it though. I think it'll be more on this, just out of nowhere.
When you can.
When I can, but always on Tuesdays. Go ahead and follow us there. And thank you guys.
Much love.
That'll be it. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Neil, for joining us.
Thanks, Neil.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.